What up? What up? Welcome back to the 2B Fest Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, yeah, real.
It's Q.
And we back. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for another episode. Please follow us on all platforms. It's at the 2B Fest Show. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Hit the notification button, subscribe, like, and comment below. We finna get it rolling. We got a nice little episode lined up for you. I got finna catch a dub right here real quick.
Oh Lord.
Nah, you finna lose
Rock,
today,
paper,
bro.
scissors. Let's get it.
All right. Y'all ready?
God damn it.
It's the Rockets in the building.
This man.
Bro, y'all lose the same way every time, man.
They don't give them no secrets.
Listen, I ain't winning the wild, so I need to shut the fuck up now.
Don't give them no secrets, but shoot, I'll start it off.
Okay.
I'll let Q and then we'll let Rail round it off. But if you could, I want to start off on a lighthearted note. It's gonna be the right side. Let me check my folder. Scroll all the way. Scroll down. Gonna be basketball.
J Bones, yes, this is alive. We are live, my boy.
Keep on scrolling.
My lady, I don't know if you're male or female. I don't want to gender you.
Keep on.
Don't start jumping off the cliff.
And shout out to shout out to all viewers. Again, we
keep on
giving y'all just a quick little format. We like to start off our episodes with something lighthearted, some memes. We'll react to a couple memes, then we'll get into some of the real serious conversations coming up. But Johnny, what you got for us?
How many memes did you send, bro? This is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I haven't been able to get mine off. Hey Tom, just keep go one more row.
Bro, I swear I've been scrolling for
this man, Johnny.
Right there, it's in the middle, right under Michael Jackson.
Damn, that's the same one I had in my job.
Damn.
Damn.
I had this for a couple weeks. I've been wanting to get this one off.
Girl told me about the park. I'm just trying to play basketball on a fucking Saturday. You coming at me with that negativity? I worked all week.
Facts. Let it loop one more time.
Oh shit.
Oh boy, I worked all week.
I just came here because my girl told me about the park.
Shout out to
play basketball on a fucking Saturday. You coming at me with that negativity? I worked all week.
Right.
You know what happened? That mean a nigga got in his head.
Oh yeah. They was talking crazy.
Big shit talk. What else you got for us, Johnny?
I just came here because my
Now I need you to go all the way back to the top, Tom. And then it's gonna be the third one on the right, third one down.
Okay, third one down. Right here.
Yeah.
I go to the African party at 300. They are wilding in there.
Yeah. The Afro Beat.
The reason why they are doing it and signing so many Africans because they don't notice that our music and our sales are going down.
Is that on purpose, though?
Their countries are going to support them. Now they got their countries plus us.
Double whammy.
Now they like this. Listen, you think Beyonce did that record because she wanted to do because she was doing it
so
to
she's seen that
she know that the country's coming. She saw it. And now you're like, yo, because country was up here. We hear ratchet and the whole nine, and meanwhile, the fucking game is passing us by.
Is it intentional that they want black music to fail?
No, listen. No. I don't know if it's intentional. It's just the way that it's going.
No. These motherfuckers are greedy. They don't want to give black people more money because money comes with power.
I go to the African party at 300.
I think this goes into like that. It's very, close to that FBA Pan-African conversation, and what FBA Trey, they gonna, where they gonna land on something like this. But to me, I think that's on us. like as rappers and as people in this country and what we consume and the type of rappers that we glorify and who we think is cool. I think a lot of that lies on us as far as we glorify a lot of the bullshit rap that's no longer making music, no longer making money. And so there's nobody, everybody laugh at J. Cole, but FBA Youngboy like the coolest motherfucker in the world. And I think a lot of that's on us, not the labels, not the powers that be. I think that's us as a culture.
Never mind.
Go ahead. Say what you about to say.
What you mean everybody laugh at J. Cole? Are you talking about like just off like that one? It's like,
but no, people talk
J.
about
Cole is a really respected artist in the music game.
But then people also talk about him. He's a boring rapper. He's like there's a lot of like J. Cole hate out there where he's seen.
I mean,
like,
there's as much NBA Youngboy hate as J. Cole hate. Like this whole meme where it's like if you listen to NBA Youngboy and this nigga's walking in the walls and shit like that, like all these things do exist also.
But they don't go. I mean,
and J. Cole is selling more than NBA Youngboy. Like if you're talking about like off the Dreamville shit, then it's kind of like okay, I guess J. Cole's had a bad what was Dreamville like a month ago? He had a bad month, but historically, J. Cole is a respected artist in it.
And everybody already forgetting about it since we just told thing.
Well, no, he dropped the dud.
They weren't happy with that last.
This record that he just dropped.
They were laughing at that one.
Yes,
they were laughing at that one.
But rightfully so. That was kind of a bad like. J. Cole's. You gotta leave that one.
He's been getting laughed at recently. How about that?
This was the first time J. Cole dropped a verse and it didn't like make impact at all.
So you gonna answer the question? Do you think that that it is intentional that hip hop music is going? Do you think this is an intentional push by the industry
to get away from hip hop music? I don't think that they really care. I just don't think that it's necessarily selling like that. And like the kids aren't specifically. The kids definitely don't care about the bigger artists. Like if I look at QJ playlist, it's a bunch of people that I can't pronounce their name, nor do I know what the fuck these acronyms mean.
I was just about to ask, it's a whole bunch of acronyms.
It's like a bunch of things that and I don't know any of this shit.
Lucky.
Yeah, it'd be like something random and crazy. And which with I mean, I think Afro Beat has been like a wave that's been intentionally ushered in over time. And while we on it, shout out to Tim's. Tim's about to drop this weekend. J. Cole on it. He got a feature on it.
12.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my FBA ass over here dancing to some goddamn Tim's. I don't care.
I'm definitely gonna tuck my FBA hat.
I'm gonna call Trey.
I'm tucking.
I'm gonna call Trey. Have him pull up.
Yeah.
Do the me with the nigga face. Just look.
If they ask me, I'm gonna say it's the lineage. I ain't part of the code.
It's the lineage.
It's the lineage. That's just who I am.
I feel it. Johnny, you got one more, right?
Oh, damn! Only got time for one more. Hey, go to the top. Let me get bell hooks. It's the top middle one. You're gonna have to read it for me, Tone.
All right. I am often struck by the dangerous narcissism fostered by a spiritual rhetoric that pays so much attention to self-improvement and so little to the practice of love within the context of community.
Holy. Hey, read that one more time. I got lost in like a little bit of word salad on that.
I am often struck by the dangerous narcissism fostered by spiritual rhetoric that pays so much attention to self-improvement and so little to the practice of love within the context of community.
All right, so he's talking about religion.
No.
And that's
no.
So all right, spiritual rhetoric is just talking about like the idea and the essence of being motivated to like the whole idea of like individual self-improvement.
I think it's like the mental health type stuff.
Okay, all right.
Where it's like the self-improvement. What I think they're saying is,
I was about to say that spiritual rhetoric can be
before
really
y'all go too serious on this. Have y'all been seeing this fucking ad of that African lady talking about your trauma matters, your the way you feel matters, and then the whole thing is I think it's about some trying to promote something about getting your feet, making your feet feel better.
Nah, I ain't
Well, it's been aggravating the goddamn shit.
It's on YouTube or something.
Yeah, on YouTube. Oh yeah, y'all got YouTube Prime. Or
yeah, I'm gonna tell you
Premium.
what the problem is. You letting it ride too long. You got to hit that skip quick so they don't have to send that back to you.
I literally
they
be sitting
punish
there
you if you
waiting.
hit skip too much. Like if you hit it too fast, they gonna keep on like
hit you with the
Oh, that's
same
why
one.
they doing
You
the
gotta
jump?
let one of them ride
No,
out.
don't do that. Because if you let it ride, that means they're gonna keep feeding you that. That's how the algorithm works.
Well, I know I'm
Once you
tired
stay
of
the
hearing her
longest
talk.
on,
Your trauma is real.
yeah.
How you feel is real. Bro, shut the fuck
I
up.
hate when I go to sleep and I wake up and it's an ad that's been playing for like 30 minutes. I be so pissed off.
That kind of shit don't happen.
Hey, yeah, no,
Nah, I'm seeing that too.
I switched to premium though, so like that don't have to be
I'm
no
about to
more.
switch,
But that's
bro.
that's the shit that infuriates you.
My bad, but go
Yeah.
ahead. About your meme.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, no, I was thinking, kind of where we're at is like the whole, like, and that's one of the things I've always had with the mental health conversation, because in like the mental wellness, and if everybody does it, it means nobody's ill. That's just the state of the community, and I think it, like she said, it fosters a lot of assholes, a lot of selfish assholes that only consider themselves, and nobody is worried about the bigger picture, and nobody's looking. It's a lot of selfishness and not a lot of selflessness.
I mean,
I think that's a lot of the things. Something
Even though
that
she
we're missing.
doesn't specifically. Oh well, yeah, she does. Dangerous narcissism. Yep.
Yeah, I think that, like, and I've been saying, like, I literally think that I don't know why we're so geared, and maybe it's because, like, I think it started. My bad, I'm skipping around. I think it started from where it got popular with people to be like talking about cutting people off and outgrowing people. I feel like it kind of started there, and then when we're doubling down on the mental health thing, and it's like, bro, it's literally everybody. It's almost like, what is it like? I don't know. I think that we kind of going to the point, or we are at the point where individualism and caring more about yourself than the community is definitely where we are. It's really no community, in my opinion. I don't really see.
It's a bunch of
productive
It's a
anyway.
bunch of micro communities, just like you in your own bubble. That's what the internet creates. It allows you to create a bubble, but that's not a real community, and it doesn't foster. It's detrimental. Is to the ultimate, to the larger community.
Yeah, that's the idea of, like, can't nobody say nothing to your kids. At the end of the day, like, if nobody can say anything to your kids, then what does that actually breed? Then like I don't know, bro. I just see, like, I'll give you an example. I was at the park, right? Me and Nana, I took Nana to the park right there in the in the hood, Tom Hunter Park.
Oh yeah.
And it was these little girls. I guess they were probably maybe about 15. It was like 3 of them. They were on the swings, and all I keep hearing just nothing but cursing. This bitch, this and this, that, and I'm sitting here like, dang, like, you know what I mean? You don't see, we got these it's mostly little kids. And
how old was these girls?
I'm assuming like maybe like 15.
Oh,
Between 14 and
cussing
16.
on a swing set. You still on a swing set. You got to talk like a kid.
Well, I mean,
loved
it's
it.
just
I
the
think
idea that all these kids are here, and the adults too. You don't care nothing about the fact
But
that
the
all
adult
these
part,
grown
I get
people
the
sitting
adult part,
around
though.
here. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
thought
dang,
that was
yeah.
crazy. Like, and then I look like I'm, you know what I mean,
Grown.
gray haired out. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, these kids, she just gonna just go off, and I'm sitting right here. They go ahead.
Oh no, you can finish.
Oh yeah, nah. And she ended up leaving. They were about to cuss me out.
You said
Because I was just shaking my head. I don't know what's wrong with him. He gonna make me, you know what I mean?
Oh, they was finna get on
Yeah,
your
he finna
head.
serve me. I'm sitting
They
here
finna
like,
get
bro,
on
this
your
be in a
head.
different time, bro.
It'll be
This
a wrap.
crazy.
I just want to get one more off.
Go ahead. My bad.
Before we roll, I'm going for the Celtics in this upcoming finals, because that boy Luka, give me Luka right there in the middle. He was wilding with this one.
I avenged my fallen Yugoslavian brother tonight. When Anthony Edwards took down Jokic, I swore an oath of revenge. Just like Anthony's daddy, I took that personally. The Slovenian stallion dropped a 30-piece and dispatched his sorry chocolate ass to the underworld. I avenged my fallen.
Yeah, no, it was wild. I remember hearing him say that, and this is fucking AI.
But to say all of them joints is AI, bro. Gotta be.
Fucking AI.
I was about to be mad as shit when I first saw it, bro. I was about to be mad as shit. But I still think the Celtics gonna whoop their ass. I got the Celtics in 6.
Gotcha. Does that leave it to me?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Okay. All right. Let's pull it up. Let's see what we got. Hit the refresh also, Tone. Scroll down just a little bit. And this is the Charlotte podcast that I think is kind of like popping up. You see the two ladies on the left. They had an interesting conversation. I'd love to see y'all react to it.
Dating for dumb.
I dated for the purposes of fun. Now I just be doing anything.
I can.
No. I just be doing
She
anything.
talking real cute
That's
right now.
crazy. Like no, because like Scammer is fun. Like we outside, but to just have a little, you know what I'm saying? Somebody present.
So for dumb.
I like that one. It wasn't for fun. No, you're right. It wasn't for fun. It was for dumb.
Is that a thing? Like, do we date for dumb too? Like, we know this is not our person.
Date for lonely.
Date for lonely? Okay.
It was probably toxic.
So I love. Have y'all ever dated for dumb? Like you know that relationship wasn't about to go anywhere.
I don't think it's dating for dumb. It's dating for lonely.
Well, no, I'm asking that first specific question. Have you ever dated or talked to somebody, been messing around with somebody that you know ain't had no real legs, but it was just something to do at the moment? Whether you like, but saying lonely sound better, but it is still dating for dumb. Have you ever dated for dumb? Don't rephrase it, Johnny. I see you trying to rephrase it. Have you ever dated for dumb?
I mean, if I'm dated for lonely, then clearly I'm dated for dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that's of course.
And you did. What was your reasoning?
I was lonely.
Oh, just you said lonely, dating for lonely.
Oh, you was trying to pop something?
Yeah, I mean,
using a drought. It was drought season. Using drought 2, 3, or 4.
Well, usually, like you want to have something in the bag for you know, so you can keep one. You know, that's usually how you.
So you say you be using them?
And I was younger, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
So
I was guilty too. I've done that before as well.
Drought 3. That's like
just called. Hey, that joint was hard.
That was a double disc too.
It
was a double.
I mean, you deep in it right there.
But hey, but I also before I had one more because I posted something about this earlier.
Johnny about to try and just run off 10 memes today.
Well, no, I'm saying I had another point.
Go ahead.
To this?
Yeah.
What we talking about?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I wasn't finished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't finished because I answered the question, but I had another point that I wanted to add.
All right, go ahead.
And it's about like I posted something. It was like, does distance make the heart grow colder, or does it make the heart grow fonder? And a lot of times, people, if it makes you grow colder, you're gonna look for something to supplement. You know, you run that's that clout chase. That's a seeking attention. That's you just
what distance got to do with that?
Have somebody, but it's or just some time apart. You know, it's like you don't.
Does it make it grow fonder or colder?
Or colder. Like there's people
and then you think that makes people date for dumb?
They can't be. You can't be alone. So instead of being alone, you're gonna date for dumb. You're gonna date for lonely. You're gonna choose anybody that's not the right person for you, just to fill that spot, for that time being. Even though you know it's not the right person, you just need somebody for that spot. And I think that's what that's what they're talking about.
I just think that like you put two things together that don't necessarily line up, but I see what you're trying to kind of.
I might have quoted the meme wrong. Like I'm trying to go off the cuff, but I might have said some words.
I got you. Hey, it looked like the chat turned up a little bit. Let's run down some of these things in the chat before we move on.
Yeah, let's see what else in the show. The labels where the money at. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's because these young parents don't teach children respect and think that it's funny. And most men date women or be around women for sex. So basically what you're asking is if you ever dated someone or been around a woman who just want to have sex with, who you just want to have sex with. Sometimes a person just for sex.
I mean, that's a great.
Sometimes people could be for sex, but then you also be like, I wouldn't mind. I could see something. Maybe they can grow on me. And sometimes it be a dub. Sometimes it be like 3 a.m. That's it. Sometimes, listen, we've all had. I pray all my brothers have had like option 1, 2 fell through, and you just going through. And you know what I mean? Like you have the 3 a.m. We call these college days.
Yeah.
I also like quick commentary. One thing about Mama Sharon, when she see them kids outside just doing things, she got to say something to them. She got to get them in check, no matter what.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we was at the housewarming yesterday. Don't let them kids be making too much noise over there. She. It is innate. Let's go up to
that's
the top.
healthy. I think that's healthy. We need to bring that back, bro.
Yeah. Go all the way.
No,
to
you
the
can't
top.
hit nobody kids nowadays.
I ain't say
Top-
hit nobody kid, Johnny.
Yeah, nobody said anything about touching anybody kid. Top left. This is Dre. Dre sent this a week ago, maybe.
Wow.
Shout out Dre.
How's your dad and your mom's relationship, if I can ask that?
Right. So, which is good too, because growing up, the reason why he wasn't, really in my life is because of her. You know what I'm saying? Yes, my mom. Because she moved me from California to Georgia without telling him.
That's great.
And, kept me away from him for years, and because of the anger that she had with him, you know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with me, and so throughout the years, we would email each other, me and my dad, we would email each other. I would have to sneak and do it though.
Damn.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how often that happens.
Bro, I hear it all the time.
I ain't done the research on how often something like that would happen, but that's pretty, messed up. And I do think there's a lot of times where moms get off, sometimes there's not a lot of moms aren't the best moms either, just like there's a lot of dads that ain't the best dads. And sometimes moms in our culture just get away with it just because of how things are set up with the court systems and the laws. It make it real easy for a woman to kind of get away with stuff like that. And a man doesn't have a lot of recourse a lot of times. It's not too much you can do in the court and rule one way.
Yeah, I definitely got a couple of homies that I know who've been through that type of situation. It's pretty much the fact that mom and dad don't get it, or dad is not or a lot of time if dad move on, that's enough. You know what I mean? Or if you're not treating me the way I want, or our relationship is not the way that I would like for it to be, then you can't have a relationship with me.
Or you didn't do this one thing I wanted.
Yeah, or you can't, or you don't pay the amount of money that I believe you should be paying, so you can't, you know what I mean? Have that relationship that you would like to have. Yeah, I've definitely seen that multiple times and had to console brothers that are going through stuff like that. And be able to, you know what I mean, talk to them, and you know what I mean? It's fucked up for sure.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna keep it moving with something light enough to end it off with. Right there, you on it right now, Tone. Yeah, click on that and read that for us.
My girlfriend and I have never ever had sex without a condom, and we've been dating for 4 years. This can't be normal, can it?
Johnny, how quick you take the condom off?
You a wild boy. I wrap it up. But that's not normal. I don't know. Y'all can talk about me, but that ain't normal either.
Oh yeah, not wearing the condom for 4 years.
Y'all can talk. That ain't normal.
That's crazy.
That ain't normal behavior.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. The question still is asked.
Oh, I plead the fifth on that one.
We ain't going down that route. Men can't be vulnerable no more. We can't talk about when how quickly you take the condom off with the lady. No.
Hey, I don't have it.
I plead the fifth.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't mind being honest. I don't mind being honest. So like growing up, and that's why I'm glad I got married young. Because I never was really good at the keeping the condom, keeping the condom on, and practicing the safe sex the way that I should have been doing it. That wasn't my strong point. So I'm glad I got married young. You know what I mean? So that was a good thing for me.
1 month.
Well, I don't have to. You don't need to ask me. I'm married, bro. I ain't bought a condom in fucking. I ain't bought a condom in damn years.
What's your opinion?
My opinion. How long should
like
when
in
is
the
the
past?
okay
We
time?
only talking about past times.
When is I just was admitting that I ain't really, you know what I mean, really used it. But if as an adult man, how long should it be? See, my thing is that however long you are for sure you don't want to have children with her.
I don't think nobody ever thought of that. It's like this,
bro. I'm just the accidental baby shit is the joke that's pretty much tearing. That's the shit that's fucking.
All right,
us all
we
up.
got traditional rail out this conversation. Tom, we throw to you.
The accident babies be having niggas on child support. They be on child support from 20 to 38.
On average, Tone. When did it come
Come
out?
on.
Oh, talking about in my past.
Yeah, in your past. Not now. I ain't talking about what you about to
Nigga,
do.
Tone been raw dogging his whole life.
Oh.
Nigga ain't bought a condom in his life.
Man, they
Go ahead,
bought
I'm
six.
So you a day one raw dogger. Okay, all right, Johnny.
Hold on. I have though. I ain't gonna lie. I have.
All right, so
and back to Johnny.
Yeah.
Here's gonna be my answer. You probably shouldn't have sex with people you don't trust and you don't really like. And I mean, if you want to take the rubber off the first time, you should probably be.
No,
careful.
he asking
I'm
you.
asking, I don't know what
How
the hell
this
you
nigga
talking
trying
about.
to got them push to go? No, he's asking you.
It just depends. So, like,
all right, so
it's
on average, we
complicated.
talking on average. What you think?
On average, it's probably a couple 2 months.
Weeks. He was about to say weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
2 months.
6 weeks.
All right, answer your own.
I yield my time.
No, answer your own question.
Yeah.
Yield my
What's
time.
Nah, hell no.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Q.
I think that when it usually actually happens for me is when y'all like staying the night over, and then that morning after, that session is usually the one that tips it. I think that usually probably happen like 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
That's a good answer.
it's easy to answer.
No, I'm be honest. I ain't first night raw dogging that. Y'all wild boys. I mean, it's all right if that's like.
I think you ain't never did it.
No, I ain't never first night raw dog. Nah, I'm alright on that one, dog. Y'all wild niggas.
You gotta live a little.
Like, listen.
You gotta live a little.
To me, if we going one night stand, talk to us. You up? Let me. You gotta let us know what we messing up at. Is this fair or foul? Let me get off this question. Real, bring us back down to something serious or something.
Something serious. Oh
Yeah.
man, I think mine. Go ahead, go to me, bro. I think mine was more. Let's see if I can got a serious one.
I just wanted to have fun for a little bit, man.
Yeah, threw me off. Okay.
Oh, so you, Johnny, when you gonna be a gentle parent?
Probably so.
Probably
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go, but that's how I see
You
it.
grew up getting whoopings?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, play the young girl right there. Play that one real quick.
But what's happening?
Look like she's ringing up her stuff, I believe, and she want it now, I guess. She.
No kid of mine act like that. First of all,
Bro, you know it's crazy, and so now, I definitely don't have these type of problems. I don't believe in that type of stuff, but I think that like nowadays, people are very scared to whoop their kids. I believe people like they're saying, yeah, they'll call the, you know what I mean, call the law on you, like literally for whooping your kids in public. People are really scared of that nowadays. Is that something that y'all have heard that's been happening? I haven't heard anyone like get a call on for popping their kids in it. I ain't heard of that, but I hear people talk about it as if it's happening.
Well, I don't think people are like scared of getting the people called on them. I think people are scared of, like, they're actually scared of traumatizing their kids. They don't want to have that conversation.
Hold on, bro.
But I think that's where the resistance and the hesitancy to people I don't think they hesitate to beat their kids because they're scared of the law. I think they're actually.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing.
I think they're scared.
You think that people aren't whooping
I
their
think
kids?
in general as a society, we evolved to understand that our parents was probably ODing at certain parts. And like it's certain things that just aren't that necessary.
What, bro? Hold on. So you're saying whoopings? I see me. I don't mind popping my kids.
I mean, that probably deserves a pop, but there's
that deserve more than the pop. That's we gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and you gonna come out a totally different person.
But
you gonna come out
but
stage.
And I ain't got no kids, so this is just me throwing this out there. But like, is there a possibility that there's a more effective way of handling that situation other than popping?
What would you propose?
Or other than beating?
What would you propose?
First of all, it's a small child. You can pick the baby up and remove her from the situation, and then maybe have a conversation or talk to them about what's actually going. I don't know how old the kid is and what their comprehension level is, and like that matters too, and like how you would react. But you maybe just remove the kid from the situation, and then try to empathize and be like, why are you acting like that? And then can you get a solution to that?
Well, I mean, the big thing is that it's more than likely didn't start there. That's the thing.
Exactly. So this is something that let happen.
Yeah, you're not.
And it's probably, if you're the parent, you probably let that build to that point.
Yeah, no, I think that whooping probably should be like the last resort, more than likely. And I think that there's other things that you can definitely do prior to make sure that doesn't happen. And even like the idea of like really straightforward, stern talking tools with emphasis does have impact on kids. I think that as much as I can, I want to and I try to move away from the idea of whooping. Has QJ gotten whoopings for sure? But he also like probably count on one hand the amount of whoopings he's gotten over his 15 years.
Was his mom was she a soft parent, gentle parent? His mom as he was going. I mean, the younger years, because a lot of the times when they get to this age,
I don't think that she's like a gentle parent. Like all the disciplinary actions in general kind of like fall on me, but she's also like she's her. Like she is. I wouldn't classify it as like gentle per se. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, because I only asked because a lot of the time, and I was actually just talking to my homie Marquette the other day, and his son, I think his son's like 15, 16, maybe it's about the same age as QJ, and he was saying that he hasn't had to whoop him in like a long time, and then he said, but the reason is because he did it when they were small. You get the whoopings in, he was like, he probably stopped you once they get about 8. He was saying like at 8 years old, you're pretty much you should have done what you needed to do by that time to where that becomes easy.
I agree, as long as he's not talking about like he was whooping him excessively before 8.
I'm not talking about abusing the kid. I'm definitely not for abuse.
And
cool,
that's called corporal punishment. That's probably not effective once somebody's like of a conscious age.
I want to keep going to what you were saying. So if he's talking about like he had like one here at like a very important point, one here at like another important point, and the last one might have been, then sure, I closely agree to that. I don't think that whoopings at the rate that like say previous generations had whoopings are as necessary. I think a lot of that was like really, really basic classic conditioning. Yeah, see, you see my mama.
Hey, I was gonna say
my mama. I'm sure my mama probably still want to whoop my little brothers in them.
I was around. Miss Sarah used to be quick to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you done seen Miss Sarah
catch a hook? I done seen it.
Yeah,
I done seen it. So I know he. Are you traumatized?
Am I? Nah,
exactly. So I think that we need to stop looking at like abuse is abuse.
But like
she wasn't excessive with it.
No, hold on. But I also think
if she would have connected every time. But go ahead, bro.
But no, I think that like anecdotal experience for myself is different than how like other people feel. And like I also know that there's other people that like feel way different that had like very similar things as me. And like that's something to be taken into account as well. And like that's the reality of it, in which to me there's a part where like I think each generation's job is not to regurgitate and do exactly what their parents did.
Absolutely.
But it's to learn from like take certain things and then figure out what you can weed out.
Right,
and what you can improve on. And that's how I look at it.
I agree. So for me, I feel like I got a whooping every time I needed one. Like when I look back in hindsight, I wasn't abused. I got whoopings. And then when you look back, that made sense. You know what I mean? When I look back, I was not whooped for things that I didn't need to be whooped for.
But that's responsible parenting. There's a lot of kids that probably got whooped for shit they didn't need to get whooped with. And I know kids that got beaten successively and like they drop a cup in the kitchen and getting their ass whooped. I saw that too.
I got
growing up.
Yeah,
and so some people do hold resentment. Like some people don't look back at all the whoopings they got.
Yeah,
and be
that's for sure.
And be like, well, that one was justified. Some people look back and be like, nah, they shouldn't have hit me there. They was dead ass wrong. They shouldn't have hit me there. Like some people don't look.
And then I
back
mean,
on
like
that
sometimes as a parent, you can look back and be like, I was ODing right here.
Yeah, for sure.
And like that's also like a piece of the pie where, like,
my mama whooped me for eating some beans I ain't eat. I was like, I didn't even eat.
You like, OD, mama.
What beans are you talking about? What beans? What are you talking about?
But I like to, I guess, like close out my part on this by saying that though, like, I think whether we agree, disagree, I do think that in good faith, I think most of our parents all did, whether it was like whooping excessively, unexcessively, whatever, they're all doing it for the betterment and the idea that they believe that what they're doing is going to help the kid in the end. And that's always the perspective that you do need to make sure that you put on it. Like with better education, and like behaviors typically would change, but as long as your parents were doing it in good faith, I think that that's the thing that should be most highlighted. Like they wanted the best for you from whatever they was trying to teach you at the moment.
Nah, my mama wanted to whoop me.
Okay. I was about to, this infamous 3-piece that happened that I witnessed.
Who cut it? Who cut the 3-piece?
Now
you got to tell us about the 3-piece.
The 3-piece.
Man, you ever seen 2 different people get hit with 1 3-piece?
So somebody caught 1 and somebody
caught 2. Exactly. Okay, let's move forward, bro.
Can we get to the comments? Can we get to the comments?
Y'all are gonna be
I'll
laughing.
never forget that shit.
At my trauma. Y'all are gonna be laughing.
Real trauma don't count unless it's
and we deserved it. Like it was a deserved 3-piece. Like
man, we wasn't doing nothing. But
niggas was stealing at the Walmart.
Who caught 2?
Toad caught 2.
You caught 1?
I ain't catch 1. I just witnessed it. I thought I was gonna catch 1 though.
You didn't catch 1.
I was scared. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you jump?
Yeah, I jumped. It threw me the fuck off. I was like, oh.
My little brother caught 1. He was stealing fruit roll-ups.
It was Gushers, wasn't
it?
I understand that completely. Gushers was that shit back in the day.
No, bro. Hey, we walking around thieving in the Walmart.
He wasn't even supposed to be with us. And we had food stamps at the time.
The fucked up thing, she had all that food in there. We used to walk around stealing, bro. Just walk around there. I told him, bro, put it back, dog.
Man, it was real fault.
I seen this white dude pushing a hand truck. I seen him like 3 times. I'm like, bro, put everything back. Put everything back. I took all the stuff out of my pockets. I told Tone, I thought everybody was cool. They stopped us from walking out the Walmart.
I had a method. I would just walk by and just grab what I want, open up the package, and be gone. Real wanted to sit there and stare. Like he was plotting on stealing some shoestrings, but he was staring at them too long.
You was shopping. You can't shop and steal.
Yeah.
You got to just grab and go.
Stuff up, bro.
No, I'm not. He brought the attention on us, bro. Like,
bro,
you can't shop and steal.
We done walked through 7-8 aisles just putting shit in your pockets. He talking about I brought attention to it. We was just doing that shit dumb.
He brought attention to us. I seen when that guy started watching us.
All right. Why you ain't put the shit out your pocket? Take it out your pocket then.
Because I didn't know he was following us.
All right, bro. That 3-piece was lethal. I'll tell you that.
KKA Tone, we got some comments, man.
Yeah, let's get these.
Ooh, that's funny though.
Oh yeah, we got to go all the way.
I think it's Uncle. He said I'm 50. I think that's where we at.
Nah, it's a few more.
No, we read those.
Oh yeah. And I'm 50 years old. Period. I just kept a bunch of protection around me at all times. Period. Also, that's why my first check at the age of 36. I guess you mean checkup. Most women who do this is selfish reason.
You gotta click it, Tone.
Most women who do this is for selfish reasons and don't think about it. What consequences that it will have
on the child. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the yeah.
Oh, she said on the okay.
On the child. My sisters always told me stay strapped up, and they would actually bring me protection and make sure that I didn't have any kids that I didn't want to be with the baby mamas. When the kid acting like you got to give them that old school, tell these niggas real.
Hey, I don't know why these niggas talk this new age gentle parenting thing. I'm not convinced. But go ahead.
You embarrass me in public, and I will embarrass you.
There you go. Yeah, I heard that before.
Q, you know your mama still hook up on me, and I'm 50 years old. I'm just saying.
And that's a fact too. I done seen that.
Now hook off on me. Peace,
family.
and love.
I would rather meet the discipline my child in the world. Sorry to say it, but the white man to discipline them because my
disciples will love
theirs is with hatred.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I'd say is like, especially with boys, man, I feel like if you don't discipline, you would rather do it yourself than the world start passing out what they gonna pass out.
Oh no, for sure.
Because you gonna, you know what I mean? You catch a little boys, you gotta make sure, bro, because like and the thing, like boys, bro, off the cuff are different.
Well, boys understand corporal punishment more than girls off the bat. Like a man,
I don't know.
A man is gonna understand like physical, like you even.
I can't go with that. My daughter definitely understands.
Bro, you said the thing about like the girl and how you put the barrier up, the girl will just cry, and the boy will try to like physically actually like climb over it.
Okay,
try. That's a physical action. Men we do things physically, so a physical action to us, we are going to be able to comprehend and understand more than.
Yeah, I ain't go. I understand what you was talking about with that example, but I don't agree with that because
I do.
At the end of the day, it breaks my daughter's heart to get a whooping. It breaks her heart. She want a hug and a kiss and all that stuff. My son, he don't really care like that.
Bro, I done seen my brother and my cousin. They gonna eat that paddle, bro.
Yeah.
And they gonna go back out and do some more
same shit. Same shit. My son is just up on the table, bro. I don't even know how you got up there.
Yeah, no, y'all probably right. Yeah, because I was the same way. I'd eat a whooping.
Yeah. Just don't say I can't go outside. I'd rather the whooping. Give me that. Give me the whooping and let me go outside. We fire.
Give me about 5-10 back there and let me go play basketball.
Exactly. Facts.
Yeah, and I guess like the word discipline is a good one. I think that discipline doesn't explicitly have to go by like having to put your hand on the kid. And that's more so what I'm saying. Like there's so many different versions of discipline to which you can shape really good kids without having to actually like physically like put your hand on them. So and I think that's like a conditioning style that we like parents have learned from parents that really come from almost how you treat dogs.
That girl who was in the meme though.
Yeah, she deserves her ass
talking to.
Oh no, like so with that, this is like what I would have done. Like there's like this space between me with bones
grab
right
that
here,
Joe,
and I grab that and I squeeze it really hard, and then we're like, yeah, that's really what I would be doing right there.
Yeah, now the pinch. I still remember some of the pinches, boy.
That ain't
From
the
the
pinch.
church
That's a squeeze.
Oh yeah, that's that moment
And,
right
and
there.
you get
That
right
hurt.
between the bones and the meat.
Yeah.
Like that means something right there, and they straighten up.
Look, my mama used to do the pinch from the back of the arm with the nails. Yeah, that'll get your attention real quick.
Mama, bro, I'm telling you, hey, you liable to catch a backhand in my mama car. You in the car, what? She'll reach back so quick and keep her. I don't know how she stay in the road.
In public. The pitch is in public. The backhand in the car.
Oh, okay,
the
in public. We was good kids in public. We was good kids in public.
Hey, Tone, so you had you had the Trump meme, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of them though, real quick.
Okay, yeah, that's
I want to share before that. I'm just gonna read it out. You know what the biggest problem with pushing all things AI is? Wrong direction. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing. Not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes.
Facts.
Humans doing the hard jobs on minimum wage while the robots write poetry and paint is not the future I wanted.
Facts.
We're the fucking robots.
Yeah. That's crazy. I never thought about that, but that's true. They try to take all of the creative shit away.
Hey, Brian Henderson, we about to get to it. Don't worry about it. We getting there. We building up. But go ahead, Tom.
He came for the smoke.
Hey, out of nowhere.
Oh no, it's off. We know where it's from. We gonna get there. We getting there. We building.
All right. These was from Angela Stanton King. Of course, she feels how she feels about Trump, but
she a Trumper for sure.
I don't know. Like right now, she's a Robert Kennedy. Yeah. Either way. If Donald Trump, a man convicted of 34 felonies, can be president of the United States, the question have you ever been convicted of a felony needs to be removed from every job application in America.
Okay.
And you should also be able to vote if you're a felon too, if the president's a felon.
Also,
I mean, you can.
Gotcha.
With Trump's conviction, it's evident that more people are taking an interest in criminal justice reform. This situation highlights how easily charges can be brought against someone, a reality the Black community has faced for years.
I don't know if that's true.
No,
I don't know if that's
I don't think that they ain't talking about criminal justice reform. They
No.
either saying that the system's rigged or it's
Go ahead.
oh
Go ahead.
Johnny distracted me because he was banging on his chair. Either the system is rigged or I don't remember. Johnny, go say what you was about
Well,
to
no,
say.
because I had the same conversation at work, but it was I ain't gonna say my boy, but I got a coworker. His name TJ.
You don't really fuck with that nigga.
he a staunch Republican. He like a staunch.
Why you?
He a staunch Republican.
That nigga drug on him and then said his name.
Oh shit. Oh shit. But no, it was a conversation. It was
Yeah,
a great
he's not really
conversation.
my homie though.
Yeah, but his name is this.
Go ahead, my bad.
We'll get that up out of there. But
It's live.
but the conversation was based on that point because he said that he was like the system is fucked up and it's so crazy what they can do to Trump, and he was like it's messed up that they colluded against him. And and I was like,
it's cognitive dissonance.
and I was like, TJ, when I was saying the same thing 4-5 years ago, it was law and order, and you just need to obey the laws and be a good citizen and pay your tax. And it was all of that when I was complaining about the system. So now that you're complaining about the system, follow the fucking laws, pay your fucking taxes, and do all of that shit. Like, don't start complaining about it now that you are on the hook. Or if you're gonna complain about it, then that means you need to apologize to me for when I was complaining and you told me to shut the fuck up. So it's either one of the two. And that was a pretty short conversation.
Oh, he ain't had nothing to say.
It was a pretty short conversation.
No, he probably had to go sell a car real quick at that moment. But so I guess like I like to toss into the air. Does Trump getting convicted, Stormy Daniels, the hush money shit, 34 counts, does that matter? Does it matter that Trump has been convicted?
And can still run for president?
Or just to your vote right now, does it matter that it's felony presidential candidate Trump?
You know, the funny thing is, I think that like we already kind of figured that he had done a whole bunch of shit. So I don't think people really care that much. I don't think it changes a lot of people's opinion because everybody already felt like he was really a criminal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was like we kind of already felt that way. So it's
Okay.
like you ain't bring nothing new up. You know what I mean? We already kind of knew that.
Okay, and that's speaking for you and for what you think majority of people will feel.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean I already said I'm not voting for him, but it doesn't change. No, it doesn't change.
It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Yeah, if I was gonna vote for him, I'd still vote for him. That would not.
Are you still voting for him?
I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I was actually leaning.
But is that impacting your vote at all?
No.
The fact that he
because I don't agree. I've had these same issues with the criminal justice system. Like I was like what I told TJ. I've been complaining about the criminal justice system, and I know it's fucked up, and I know.
So why do you think that the issue is a criminal justice issue with Trump?
Because
my bad. Do you think that
because
it's a criminal justice issue or that he just got convicted of doing something?
But you don't think the powers that be wanted Trump convicted so he wouldn't be able to run and it'd make it hard for him to run? I think there was a lot.
I don't know
if
it's. I don't think
there
it's
was a lot
stopping.
of people that like.
It's not stopping him from running right now.
So you think that like you had these conversations about like he's an outsider in the political realm. Like would you not agree that he's an outsider? Like coming into politics.
The nigga is the entire Republican base right now.
No, he's really not.
Nigga, do you know how much money they raised as soon as the conviction dropped? Like shit's running up right now.
But a lot of those people don't even fuck with the rest of the Republican
But Johnny,
Party.
like being
There's
real,
a chasm in the Republican Party.
Johnny, being real, right now you're almost an outcast in the Republican Party if you go against Trump. Nobody had success going against Trump as a Republican right now.
Right now, yes.
So I can't say he's an outsider.
But that hasn't always been the case. He started out as an outsider, right?
All right. So are you talking about what he started out as or what he is right now? It sounds like I thought you asked me like right now, is he an outsider?
he started out, so you will always
All right,
be an outsider. Versus a motherfucker like Biden, who's been in politics for 50 years, a motherfucker like Trump, who just got it in 2016. One's an outsider, one's an insider. Trump is clearly the outsider compared to most
I think
politicians.
the way I
that are in
interpreted your
Washington
question is way different.
Trump is the outsider because he hasn't been. Yes, he is a politician, but like Biden,
not Biden. Trump is
Flyburn-
the most powerful politician in the like in America right now. Like he has the most leverage of any politician in America.
And that's because he was a billionaire and he wasn't an insider. And
No, it's because of
he
the
used
people
his
behind
leverage.
him. Like he has a whole like the Trumpers, the MAGA, like all of that. That is,
but that's outside shit. That's not the the Republican power structure that they built up. They never wanted Trump. He came and
just
took that
making
shit
sure.
over.
So I'm trying to make sure. Are all of the Republicans not kowtowing to Trump and everything that he's doing
right now? And that wasn't
so is that like does that make him an outsider?
That wasn't even my original point. Fuck, but all right.
You asked me the question.
You're right. But what I was saying is this: there's people that wanted Trump convicted to make it harder for him to become president again. There definitely there's insiders. There are people that wanted him convicted. There might have been strings pulled to help get him convicted, and those are the same strings that get pulled when it's a cop that killed the motherfucker and he get off. Those are the same strings.
But making sure you don't think that he actually did the things and it was like a conspiracy.
He probably did. I don't know whether he did it or not.
Then I don't want to throw that on Trump. Like I don't want to throw conspiracy on Trump. If
I'm saying,
did do
but
it.
like, if anybody gets convicted of a crime, does that speak to the truth, or does that speak to how the court system is set up? There's
I think you're moving the goalpost.
There's a lot of people that've been falsely convicted. I mean,
I don't disagree.
And so he could be one of them. He couldn't. I don't know whether it's true or not. All I'm saying is, I think the conviction and all the trial and the charges, it was a system. It was collusion against him to get these convictions.
So if he
if he did it,
it's not collusion. That's what I keep saying. Like, do you believe it? And you sound like you said you believe that he did the shit. Then it's not collusion if he actually did it.
Hey, this be you find some scenarios where it'd be like niggas still be just reaching too hard for the conspiracy. they got the whole thing about who killed Tupac. Dr. Umar still talking about the government killed him. Like, bruh.
That nigga about to go to jail.
Okay, he's locked up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like he did it, but you don't think there's a lot of
I think that
there's a lot of other politicians who committed crimes
for sure
that didn't go to jail.
But what does this conversation have to do?
Why are they only convicting Trump? I don't even know Trump. I don't even know why I'm trying to defend the motherfucker that much. But I do think that they did try to get him convicted because they didn't like the motherfucker and they saw what he was doing.
Well, that's cool. If I'm incentivized by not liking you, but you did the crime, I don't think it's like a collusion thing. I think you just got caught for what you should have been caught for anyway.
Right.
Some niggas be skating off of it, but like,
yeah, but I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of like.
Oh no, he's still gonna run. That's what I'm about to say.
I don't think it really makes a difference.
And that's why I was saying like the insider and everybody, like he's still about to run. It's not like that's going to change it. They're just gonna put felony, convicted felon Trump, and then he gonna run that and use that as like some Black Panther shit.
And it's just gonna make the RNC funny, more funny.
Yeah,
it's just gonna make that shit better. Biden will have some names to call, and you know what I mean. Oh, not Biden,
RNC or DNC.
My bad, I just said Biden, but I mean they'll have
Trump.
Yeah, they'll just have some more funny things to say on the debate. Nobody gonna care though.
Oh damn, brother Marcus. I'm not sure why it's not in the super chat. We'll listen.
Drop the cash out.
We'll circle back to that in a second. But all right. So y'all said that y'all don't believe, and before we leave off of it, my point was that I think it's a false equivalence to like compare Trump to like the plight of Black people, and that's what you like y'all was doing. I think that's weird.
That is funny, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's weird.
I understand what you.
I mean, I'm not comparing
that
conversation, but it's the same system, and like
no, but if he actually,
I'm not comparing it to the
like
Black, he's saying the
privilege.
same tools that they use to oppress Black people for the same years are the same tools they're using against the Donald Trump.
Possibly.
You think Trump is oppressed? One that I guess we
maybe not oppressed, but he is fighting. He is fighting.
This is my question right here.
You don't think there's people going against Trump right now? That's not Black people.
It's a whole entire side of the aisle that's going against him.
So it's not oppression.
But I don't think that if you did something, like if you actually did, like everything I say can get thrown out if he didn't do it. right? But it seems like we all are almost under the assumption that he probably paid that Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, he did that shit,
right? So
he did that shit,
right?
Bro.
So like, if he did the shit, it's not like actually like
she's not my
collusion
type
and like
and
they're
all that
getting
shit.
him. He's actually just being convicted for something that he did that was against the law.
Johnny face.
I just gotta know why you saying all this. Do you think all felons should get the same rights as he got, like as far as being able to run for president?
I don't agree with that.
The
bro.
same rights. I don't care. Sure. I don't care if felons can vote. And my bad. Let me stop. Let me rewind that back. I think that felons should still be able to vote.
They can.
And
not even
like if run for president, all that good stuff. Sure. Wait, are felons not able to run for president?
I'm not sure.
That's what I'm about to say. Like I'm about to say, I don't know if that's even like a thing.
That should have been a good. That would have been a very relevant Google for this weekend. Like I don't. That's probably not Google.
I'm about to say like it probably is able because Trump's a convicted felon and he's running.
Hey, they really should remove it from every job application though. If you can be a convicted felon and be president, then you should be able to work a job.
Maybe.
Without learning.
I don't know how I feel about my kids getting taught by a convicted felon yet.
How do you feel about your leader being a convicted felon though?
Yeah, I think they should throw that shit out, bro. That's the revolving door.
Like,
that's what makes the revolving door happen. Most often.
To answer your question, I think that I probably care a little bit more about like my teacher and like what
kids.
they literally did in comparison to like a fucking aristocrat like Trump.
I mean, I can understand the
because it's like way more hands on ground, and what that person was convicted for really does matter a lot if you're teaching my kids.
But it's hard to say that you care,
especially if we're talking about like elementary, preschool, middle school. Like, yeah, I'm probably still leaning.
Because it matters. Yeah. The president of the country fucking matters too. To act like that matters. Like, and like to say that your teacher like I get it, but the president is a way more important job. Like I understand. Like
I guess all right, but let's also not pretend like there's not fucking checks and balances to like this entire like country, and that being the president of the United States,
executive orders and shit. Go ahead.
No, that's cool, but there's only there's but an extent to the executive orders, and being the president of the United States is not the king of the country, in which I know that like the person that's having hands-on touching my kid, when it comes down to like whether it's education or like all the things that comes with it, I do care about very specific things about their background. For sure. In which, like, if Trump is convicted for hush money, I care way less about that shit. And like if he had a felony for like I don't know whatever other felony I would care about or not. But
like there's
like I think that there's so many more checks and balances in comparison to like something that's one-to-one with the person that impacts you.
No.
All right, y'all have fun. Y'all niggas let y'all preschool kid teacher be a convicted felon.
All I said is I don't know.
All I'm saying is that shit sound good until
I just said I don't know. He said y'all niggas have fun.
Oh no, I
ain't even say shit.
Listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. But I know for a fact that shit sound good to say I don't know until that goddamn motherfucker your kid
bro.
You got a stray.
Oh no, that can go for you and you.
Bro.
That stray goes for everybody. All these niggas that don't know, guarantee you, as soon as your kid preschool teacher is a convicted felon, y'all gonna feel some kind of way.
Nah, it depends on what it's for.
The felony
depend on the felony.
All right. How about
if he got caught with a couple pounds of weed, I'm not gonna.
Let's throw away like the bullshit and let's go to like some like.
Oh, see, we wouldn't say throw away the bullshit.
Oh, okay, all right.
But like,
so that's what we're saying.
But Trump's felony is bullshit. I wouldn't care if my preschool teacher, got convicted of hush money one time. Like that's not
with a porn star. I probably do care. I'm be honest.
I don't give a shit with no porn star, bro. This nigga was dropping some shit off, bro. He was trying to drop some shit off.
Like,
hey, I'm not in this man's sex life, bro.
There we go.
It's not
but that's not as crazy. Like now, like there's certain
my preschool teacher getting caught paying hush money to a prostitute or a porn star. Like niggas sound crazy.
No,
but no, there's certain felonies.
Y'all niggas just trying to say something right now. I don't believe it.
All right,
I'm gonna tap out.
How you gonna tap out? We was already trying to tap out. nigga ramp back up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Bro, every like preschool, elementary school, you probably want like as best vetted for your kid as possible.
Cool, but
like niggas don't even want gay teachers. Niggas talking about like,
cool,
we up
but
out
like,
of there.
bro,
we up out of there.
All right, cool.
Being a porn star is not on the application for a job.
I think we got some
asterisk.
I think we got some more comments.
Teachers are getting fired for OnlyFans.
Hey, what's up with CMS too, bro? CMS been going crazy this year. It's been about 3-4 of them.
What?
Oh yeah, no, they fucking them kids.
Touching kids?
Yeah.
Well, it's usually women. That's
it's been like 3 women.
It's been going on for years. It's just people used to be quiet about it. But yeah.
CMS, get your act together.
But yeah, niggas don't care about their kids.
Yeah, here you go. Here you go. You still on that?
Niggas is cap. Wait till that kid go to that school. I guarantee you, the niggas looking up, they Googling they goddamn teacher like what they social imprint is.
Hey, what English you got?
I know it. Just wait.
You gonna go to the read the last comment?
He just got me laughing real quick. Hold on. Okay. FBA is not to blame for the Diaspora War. All that tribalism shit that Africans are on been happening way before FBA existed. They here for the smoke.
Yeah, he here for the smoke.
We're gonna get
there. I already know.
We're about to build up to it now.
When you come from a 2-parent home, you have to have a stand in front. You have to have one who seems. Let me go over here. You have to have one who seems like they don't want spankings. The other one is damn near spiritual for them. Be confusing. All right. Squeeze that hand and you better not say a word. I'm not even gonna lie.
Bro, can you stop putting the cursor back over the comment?
Because I'm trying to read at the same time. Let me do my thing. You
do
your thing.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Dang, sit over there. I'm not even gonna lie. A hip hop turn into soul music is some of the best music that I listen to right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it would never end. I get the best of both worlds. Damn, Johnny, don't do TJ like that.
My bad, bro. My bad, big dog.
This election is full of shit either way, because if Trump get elected, he's going to make sure that his attorney general clears him of all 34 counts.
Fact.
Mm-hmm.
If he can get elected, the same treatment for Hunter. Yeah, Hunter do need to be getting locked up though.
Yeah, Hunter need. That shit's crazy.
Shoot, you heard about Ashley's diary?
Yeah, I've heard about that too. Yeah.
That sounds like a freaky movie.
It's a bad, yeah.
Pretty much.
It pretty much is. There is no super chat.
Oh, yes,
John was convicted by a committee of his own peers, and not only that, his lawyer picked that jury, so blame it on his lawyers too. It is sad to say, but if you look at all of the data, Trump is winning amongst black people over Joe Biden.
Hell yeah.
That ain't sad.
That ain't, yeah, I'm gonna say that ain't really sad. That's just,
man, I don't know how to go either way on that shit. Like, really.
It ain't sad. Neither one of them is. Either way, this goes back to the original question. Have you ever dated someone that you kind of felt you really just dating them for a certain reason? He dated her just to have sex with. That was it.
Hey, wrap that back around. I like that.
Trump is not an establishment New World Order president.
Establishment. That's the word I was looking for. Mm-hmm. Establishment.
Phones are not allowed.
That made you feel good.
Oh, felons are not allowed to vote yet. They are not allowed to. Oh, felons are not allowed to vote yet. They are not allowed to run for office either. Yet Trump sits in a situation that he is allowed to still run because his felony conviction came after he committed.
Fellas can vote once they pay their restitution and once they fully paid the debt. I got a homie that.
How much debt do you have coming out of prison?
Bruh, if you get the drug charges,
didn't Shine?
Them niggas be having what is it, restitution?
I know the rapper Shine is the governor, ain't
he? Yeah.
Well, he was a senator in Belize.
Oh no, if you're saying Shine, he's like across seas.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a senator in Belize.
Donald Trump is allowed to run because the conviction came after he had already started his campaign.
Okay.
If he got voted in office after saying, "I just run up to a woman and grab her by the pussy," what makes you think that this is going to change with all of his constituents?
It's not.
Politicians and teachers don't have the same rules, fellas.
For sure. Don't say fellas. He's talking to you.
Politicians and
teachers. Shout out that boy.
Oh no. Oh
Hey.
no. See, the thing is that I agree with him.
Q,
He's talking to y'all niggas.
Hey, Q, that's David Walker.
I know David Walker. But yeah, that's y'all niggas. I agree. Politicians and teachers have different fucking rules. Y'all niggas have fun with that one.
Being a porn star is not an application for a job. Being a felon is.
Yeah.
And facts.
Yeah, I guess it's time to like we can get into a little bit of the conversation. I guess maybe that lends a bit to like whether one wants to say like the Diaspora Wars, the FBA, the Pan-Africanists, the Umar versus Tariq, all that fun shit. Rock, paper, scissors, fellas.
Let's go. Hold on. All right.
All right.
I just won. What are you doing? What do you wear that shit, bro?
Damn, I'm not used
wear
to
it.
that. I'm not used to that shit.
I hear you. Well, get used to it. The order we gonna go: Quint, then me, and then Johnny.
Fuck Johnny.
Put Johnny bum ass last.
Shit. Hey, good. Hey, congratulations.
Okay. All right. So as we kind of hop into it, I think that this past week was like a fun, interesting time. And it left me with like some questions. So over last weekend, this past Wednesday, we probably had our most engaged live video. And
one of them for sure.
Well, talking about like 200 in the chat. Like it was the most engaged content that I'd say that like we as like a group have put at inside live form. In which it was interesting on two levels where there's a topic that seems to be fairly divisive, which is like the whole FBA, the I don't know if you would say, I guess you would just drop it as Pan-Africanism. And something that I left with was one that there's a bunch of people that are really interested and they care about this topic a lot, to where like there's heavy engagement in it. But then there's also the part where like in sitting and engaging in it and even reading the chat is that there's so much division within it. And it made me question like, damn, are people coming here for like a conversation or to see the world crash and burn? Whew. And like to see like the fight and the division and like, like that whole thing. And as well as a little experiment, I did this thing with the titles from like we streamed this at two separate places. And one of the titles I made like a little bit more like, I guess you would say conservative. Like it said the point of what we was trying to do. And then like that was it. The other one, it was a matter of like very divisive language. And I just wanted to see which one was going to get more engagement. Mm-hmm. And the one with the like hyper divisive language got way more engagement. Even though, mind you, the other one got some engagement. It was decent. But the other one got like 3 times the engagement of it. And it just led me to the idea of like, what is and why is there such a draw for division, divisiveness? I'll toss it into the air and we can kind of build this conversation around that.
I will say this. I don't think most of the people in our chat are there to see the world burn. Because I feel like, I mean, there's.
Have you seen how many tethers get called?
I mean, okay, maybe most of the people in our chat are there. Based on the chat. But there are some people that we have met, we've had call-ins with, and like really cool people that tap in. We've had Costa Rica, South Africa, like it's kind of gone international. And I don't think Kamu is watching to see the world, bro. Or like there's certain people that like I think they're really
And
interested.
all right, and so I guess like see the world burn. I understand that it could be taken inside multiple ways. By that, I'm only speaking like
oh, okay.
You out there.
I was just saying in a sense that they're coming to see the fight,
right?
More so than to come to find like common ground. Even within the panel, a lot of times, I believe that it's so much talking past each other to where like we're trying to get a point to where we can get off on a nigga instead of like actually solve a problem. Okay. And like for me, like when I'm moderating, a lot of times because I don't have like a personal investment in it, I can see that happen over and over and over. And that's why I start talking about like the cyclical conversations and shit like that.
I agree with it on that point. Like, yes, yeah, like most people are there just to either rep their side or maybe get a little bit of understand, like, or try, but they're not actually. Most people aren't in the mindset to like try to find that or like try to understand. There's not a lot of empathy.
There's smoke
in these conversations. It's not a lot of. Motherfuckers ain't trying to. I'm not trying to understand where you come from, but why that is, I don't know. Like that's a great question. I'd imagine it's probably the word that to me comes tribalism. I mean, like.
And so, do you think that tribalism is?
I think it's human nature.
Okay,
I think tribalism is just part of our.
The need to differentiate is as important as. I don't know, like economic systems almost.
Well, and here's one thing I've thought is like, I think in the past, tribalism was way more important before technology. In modern technology, the need for tribalism, I don't think is there as much. And I think it's actually a detriment because the technology is designed to bring us together and make life easier. I think a lot of that tribalism is designed to make life easier when you're working, but like when you can like co-opt the whole global, have a whole global experience with a lot of things. You have to have some understanding. You can't just have a tribal, closed-minded mindset. You have to be open-minded and be willing to work and be willing to understand other sides because we're not just working with your community. Technology has allowed us to have conversations globally.
Now,
with a global mindset, you gotta think bigger.
And so, hey, shout out TBI. TBI is also like TBI be on the Wednesday chats. So like, I fuck with TBI. And I want to answer the question that you asked real quick. Really quick, you said, ask yourself, why don't you have a personal investment on how you identify yourself? But the thing is that like I do, and that's where I think that I've not hosted a panel in which there has been disagreement on the idea of what the FBA lineage is and like people accepting if that is like a thing or people accepting if it's fair or anything like that. That's never where the actual argument or the debate or the conversation ends up being at.
Facts.
It ends up being inside like these really like off, or I guess we'll say adjacent spaces where whether we get into like the tether conversation or like a lot of like fairly divisive things that has nothing explicitly to do with whether what's up.
I'm just reading comments.
Oh, got you. Yeah, whether or not a person was born inside America before 1865. And so like I said, a piece of me. Go ahead, Johnny. I'll let you.
No, you finish. I just wanted to go next. But you can finish.
So I guess I'd say like a piece of me sits and wonders, like, especially as the engagement grows for the conversation, is this like something that's actually really, really fruitful? In the sense that is it tearing apart our community more than it is? But then there's also a part in which I'll lead this to a bit more of the conversation. There was a comment on the video in which I also agree with that said that these conversations to an extent happen inside like the ether that nobody cares about because of in real life, these things don't make it past the internet. And it made me think like, because like we see all of these
talking about that
all these
that march that they doing, right?
Well, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like the real life divisive. Like you don't actually see like in real life
real smoke.
there being like Caribbean and Black and Jamaican smoke for real.
Nobody.
Outside of like the YouTube comments and the internet, like niggas get up for like the Caribbean parades and all the different little places, and it's usually not any smoke. And that was an interesting piece as well. I don't know. I'll toss it into the air and we can kind of continue building. I'm sure the chat got something to say. I love to hear their opinions.
No, let's just stay on the internet because niggas get their ass beat in real life.
I don't think that niggas don't really have smoke in real life.
Yeah, I don't think it's no real smoke. I think it's just ideology based. Like it seems like, and I find myself, so if by definition, we all sitting in here would be considered FBA. Yeah, exactly. If you're talking lineage based.
Yeah.
If we're talking in that form, and like I've witnessed a good bit of the conversations that y'all have on Wednesdays too, and I've seen validity on both sides. Like just they understand, but the like you saying, the part that I don't really like is like y'all arguing just to argue.
Hell yeah,
you're arguing just to argue. It's not like nobody's coming to really like having any kind of like aha moment. You already.
Well, the thing is, majority of Caribbeans believe that FBA is a lineage, and they cool with FBA getting reparations.
Exactly.
So that's not even where like any of the argument happened.
Right. It's more just like the historical, like, oh well, there were Caribbean people that was here and was a part of the movement, and
then
no, you weren't, y'all wasn't doing shit.
It was like name 3 Caribbeans.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this? This almost sounds like adjacent divide and conquer white supremacy talking.
I want to throw some of these comments in here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Because I think this gonna push the conversation some more.
For sure.
When we love ourselves, it seems people think we don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
Truth.
Most people are only activists amongst issues that touch them personally.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always thought a person when I see them have so much passion for an issue, just care for God's love.
Mm-hmm.
Why only when FBA claim their heritage that it's divisive, but when other groups claim their heritage it's not?
So that's the thing is like that's the thing. It's not. I don't really hear nobody's mad about the fact that you're.
It's when like people just hurl insults back and forth.
Right. It's not that like even if when you listen to them, it's like, oh no, do y'all think y'all deserve? Do you think we deserve reparations? Yeah, I think that y'all should get reparations, and I don't believe that we should be a part of it. Like they say that every time.
So none of them think they should get reparations.
I can't say none of them. I'm talking about the people that we had on the panel.
Some of them.
No, so like if we're talking about like say panel.
Okay, the panel.
We've not brought anybody that's against FBA getting reparations.
Chat. Some of the people in the chat think Pan Africa should.
Maybe. I
think
really
also I've seen a poll that they were saying that like there is the population of the diaspora that do believe that we shouldn't get reparations. And I was actually talking to
I'm sure of that.
I was talking to my wife about that, and of course everybody already know my wife's from Eritrea. That she's like very strong on the whole we deserve reparations. Like she's super strong on that. Her sisters, but pretty much the people that I've talked to about it, they watch the lives too. And they definitely don't like the divisive conversation when you start talking about, you know what I mean? When you just because I say I love me, and that's like what he said, and it was a good comment. Just why do it seems like every time we say we love ourselves, people take it as we hate you, and it's like I mean at the end of the day, they probably wouldn't be taking it that way if you wasn't saying I love myself, so fuck you. That's the thing.
Right, and that's the thing. I think that's literally the thing that I keep getting like stumped on is the fact that if there's not really a disagreement amongst the majority, and usually what you're talking about is like when figureheads disagree on like a podcast, but when you actually sit and have these conversations with most of these people, it's not really a thing. I think that, you know what I mean? Like it starts to fall flat and it starts to feel like divide and conquer divisiveness a little bit.
Hey, get back to them comments.
Yeah,
we got a good ones rolling in.
Keep going.
Intentions plus capabilities equals threat. If Tariq and Umar are our leaders, we are in trouble as a race.
Tariq and Umar. That's interesting.
Yeah, he kind of right.
Where it's like people on one side or the other, I guess. FBAs have home court advantage. Why are we supposed to explain ourselves to foreigners?
Exactly. No.
But what does that statement mean? Why do we have to explain ourselves to foreigners? What is it? What is that like statement?
He got a follow-up comment.
Oh, he does? Okay, what's the next one? It say a coon. That's what it say.
Wait, one more comment first.
No, but like you said, the follow up to that.
Okay,
a coon Caribbean judge, jury, and prosecutor just gave an FBA a gun charge unjustly. This is real life. So basically, it was related to real. Okay.
All right.
What you got to say to that, Q?
What? Well, I guess maybe I need like better context. Are you talking about like somebody in the Caribbean, or are you saying that somebody that was Caribbean born
here in America,
DA gave a black person a gun charge unjustly? I think that's fucked up, but I also think
it sounds like he's talking about thug. I don't know what he's talking about.
No, that's crazy. That's not what he said. You putting shit in there. That ain't what he said.
I pray that
that ain't what he said.
That's what it sounds like.
Can't be.
Yeah, but I would also say that I think that's such a unique identifier because we could be like an Irish white supremacist judge gave all these black people this thing as well. Yeah. Like it sounds like we're probably talking about criminal justice reform or some shit like that, or if the conviction is right or wrong. If you're talking about Young Thug, I think it's probably like the nigga, he was wilding the fuck out. Like
it's not collusion if he did it.
Yeah, right. It's not collusion if he did it. I don't know.
All right. It seems like the black people in America are the only ones who celebrates all the cultures of other blacks from other places than here. Everyone else just looks at us as weird. I might be stretching.
I think it's a stretch. I think that all the other cultures, like matter of fact, this is the better way to put it. Kamu, one of those guys from South Africa, he made a really important point that I thought made sense, where he said the reality is that the diaspora looks at Black Americans as the lead of all blacks across the world, more so than the other way around. Like, if you look at from Africa to wherever, they all are emulating and trying to be us, to be real. Like, I think that our impact is way further than any other group. Like, blacks in America aren't really trying to be anybody else.
Well, I mean, but if you look at FBA, what's the A stand for?
American.
So all you gotta know, like that. What is America? The greatest country on the country. We spend the most money on guns. We spend the most money. Like, we have ensured that, like, not we, because we don't make the decisions. We have helped build this country up to where it is, but the powers that be have created a system that ensures that we're the most dominant country in the world.
Okay.
We're black people. We are very essential to said country, which is the most dominant country in the world. That makes us in the diaspora, us having that American on our black Americans, that's naturally going to give us a lot of privilege just based on our proximity, and it ain't even proximity.
Well, niggas turned up on unpack off Black Americans having privilege. You admitted that, okay?
But I think I even said it back then. Like I even said it because like.
G and Trey wasn't trying to hear that shit. I remember that.
David
you call it privilege. You can't call it privilege. Go ahead, my bad.
It's the same point I made then. I'm making now.
Yeah.
I got the same exact point. And it's like. We have done a lot. We have helped create the greatest country in the world.
For sure.
And so, like, motherfucking white people around the world look at white people in America like they the shit too. So why wouldn't it happen for the Black Americans?
Well, one thing I can say, like, in all honesty, and I talked to my wife about this too. I was telling her, like, I definitely, and I think it's also like okay. So I'll tell you this, like, if my my in-laws would have had it their way, their daughter would have married an Eritrean or Ethiopian man. It wouldn't have been an African-American man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, and when I talk to her, I can see on both sides. Like, I can see on both sides. There is some validity because there is some hate that does come from.
But is that hate though?
No. I'm not talking about that specifically. That's what all immigrants do. That's pretty much what everybody does. Yeah,
y'all wouldn't marry white women.
Yeah, no, I'm cool.
Exactly.
But you said we wouldn't marry white women. Is what he said. It was just that
Johnny, just stay over there for a second. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, Johnny. You know I'm shutting the fuck up. I'm gonna shut up, Johnny. I'm gonna shut up.
But like, and I remember, I don't know, in the hood over there on the west side, did y'all have any like Africans when you were younger?
No.
And I mean, of course, like that you can visually tell that they look different, because a lot of the times, you know, you can like like Alex, he can, you know what I mean, or even Kofi, right? Kofi was his name.
Yeah, Kofi.
Based on what I can see, like you couldn't just, you are, you know what I mean? A lot of them, we share very
yeah, but I didn't know Alex was
traits.
like as Caribbean as he was until years later.
But I was saying, yeah. So I grew in this neighborhood, Ravenwood Hills of Bradford, right? And we had Africans, like, and I would say like West African, different. I don't know exactly where they were from, but just based on feature, I'm making an assumption. That they were in the neighborhood, and we treated them like shit. Just being honest, we did treat them like shit. They were definitely not us. Okay. They were definitely not us. You know what I mean? We played with them, but they was the brunt of the jokes, and they were the brunt of like the
African booty scratches. And
right,
shit.
all of the shit. Like niggas are scrap. Shit that we would do to each other, they couldn't. We would scrap. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They were definitely not in our. You know what I mean? And then
they not like us.
And then, like I say, as I got older now, I know for sure that my in-laws would have rather her marry a Ethiopian or Eritrean for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. And there were some tropes, some black tropes that I've heard being like not necessarily trying to. They just be regurgitating shit that they've heard of the dominant society say about us.
Okay.
And so like there is a separation for sure that is there. And not to say that, like, I think it's we need to kind of, and you know, I'm a inclusive guy. Like, I ain't saying the reparations, that ain't, you know what I mean? As far as the foundational principles of the FBA shit, I understand, and I don't want to be inclusive with that. But as far as the cultures coming together, I think that we need to know more about each other. We need to, you know what I mean? We need to find common spaces to be around each other so that we can learn more about each other, because it'll be much more beneficial for us to be aligned than it is for us to be divided, for sure. Especially when the whole it ain't like they saying y'all don't deserve reparations and y'all don't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like you seem a little lost. You look a little lost.
Oh no, well I was listening. I think so. I put it like this. Round off the entire thing, like everything, like you made a bunch of different points.
Okay.
So now round it off into
so what I was trying to round it up
like
to,
point.
Yeah, overall, I was just pretty much going from showing that I've seen the division, and then saying that at the end of the day, I don't think that that's going to be the thing. That's not us to be continue to be more to pull ourselves aside away from, let's say, the diaspora is not going to be beneficial.
Okay, and tell me if this is like a fair representation of some of the things you're saying. It sounds like you're saying that in general, you've seen both sides of the coin, where I've seen black people be really divisive towards Africans and immigrants,
right?
Of melanation, I guess, of the diaspora. There we go. And at the same time, I've seen them have their own reservations against black people.
Right.
But in general, it'll be better explicitly, like for the progression of us as blacks and us across the diaspora, if we all find a way to meet common ground and work together to push the common goal.
Right.
Is that a fair representation?
That is a fair representation, especially when they over there with the new the minerals and shit too. So that's something that, you know what I mean. I think that there's a bit of power to a bit more power to us coming together for sure. If you look at it more the economically as well.
Okay. Let's keep running down some of these comments.
Yeah.
I think these comments gonna give us some
Yeah, let's run these down. More arrogant black men on the internet with cameras and microphones.
Hey, shout out that boy Tony Robinson.
That's TJ. Go ahead.
Diaspora wars are real. Y'all live in the South, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, etc., where most black Americans live at. Go to an immigrant hub like South Florida or New York, you'll definitely see the divide. It's real.
I can imagine.
Yeah, that's facts. Too, yeah. I could imagine that too.
We are the only race who fight amongst each other, no matter where we're from. Yet everyone no matter where they're from, looks down at us and laughs at us.
That was a question that I did have on the unpack. Again, unpack. I don't necessarily give like my full opinions, but I asked that question very pointed. Where go back up. I kind of lost
because I got an answer. I'm gonna let him answer. I got an answer.
Click. You got to click it or move off of it. Yeah. So he says we are the only race in which who fight amongst each other, and no matter where we are, everyone pretty much looks at it as the same. And that was the question I asked. Do you think that the power structure really differentiates between low income blacks, Africans, Haitians, fucking like any of these things in general?
Oh, I got another factual story about that.
Jamaicans,
something like that too, because what my wife's family were over in Eritrea, Ethiopia.
They look way different.
No. But see, it's crazy. What I'm about to tell you is like that when they were brought here, they were told to check black on all of their application things. So like for school, everything.
Gotcha.
They were told to check black. So this is you asking, do you think they differentiate? I don't know, but I can tell you from what I've heard from, you know what I mean, them is that they were told to check black.
All right. So I understand what you're saying. Uh-huh. I'm talking about in the eyes of the white power structure.
But I'm saying that the white power structure would have been they brought them here from the Eritrea during the war, and then they wanted them to check black. So to me, it's saying that they really don't.
Gotcha. I get that. Like that goes to the point, I guess. But I don't know. Like I guess the point that I was saying is that like really Northern Africans do look phenotypically different.
Right.
I think census wise, like what they check, whether it's like black or
they
whatever,
would be African American like, technically.
Yeah, so. They'll be African American. So like I understand like that part of it. But what I'm speaking about is like generally speaking, when it comes down to the average white person that let's just say their parents came here inside 1911 off of Ellis Island, they Irish, and now they pretty much like ingrained Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they are able to spot the difference or care?
No.
If you are Jamaican, Haitian, like any of the darker skinned
absolutely
blacks.
Not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Hey, they don't give a fuck about dark melanated people enough to learn the difference between a Jamaican and a Ghanaian and just a motherfucker from this. They don't care that much. You talking about these rednecks?
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck. You think they cultured and educated enough to know about, he's from this? No, we all the same to them. Now, I will say this.
Say
I just talked about them. I'm gonna talk about us. There's a lot of things in our culture that doesn't exist in a lot of the other cultures. Like I don't think they. I ain't gonna say Jamaica because they probably are, but like a lot of the gang shit that goes on in like Chicago, I don't think that's duplicated in the same way.
All right.
Hey, we on a timer too, so let's keep it moving.
Yeah, where did you just go to with that? I don't even see how you connected
it's based on Unk's comment. He said we're the only race that fight amongst each other, no matter where we're from, and yet everyone looks at us. We do fucking fight with each other, even here.
Are you talking about like black Americans or like the diaspora?
I'm talking about even amongst black Americans, we fight each other.
Oh no, we fight each other, but
and
I think that all poor areas have gangs. That's white, that's Italian, that's which like
you said
all poor impoverished places, like they have collections of gangs. It just is what it is. Like even if you go to like New York and the gang culture in New York and like all the street gangs back in the day, a lot of them shits was fucking Italian.
But we know white people fight each other. That's not the thing.
My point,
the black people fight each other.
That's cool. My point is the fact that that's not like gangs, and the point that you were making, like there's fucking gangs in Jamaica, bro. Like acting like that's not like there's gangs in Ghana.
Why I
like there's rebel groups that's fighting each other.
Oh yeah, no,
like all of it,
in all of the country,
like everywhere you go, no matter where you go. Like in Chinatown, there are fucking warring gangs. But
do you not think there's a difference between like the black people in those countries and us here in America with all the opportunities that we do have by being Americans? And
I think I don't like. Are you asking a different question?
Yes, I'm asking. Like I'm saying, like we're saying all black, like fighting amongst poverty. That's just a natural human nature thing.
Okay,
like that's where we landed at. But I'm saying, us as the black people, the FBA, the foundational Black Americans by lineage, not by cult, that we are, does that not give us more of a responsibility to act and to be better than the rest of them? Because we are Americans and we've been in this country.
I mean, they're I don't know. That's such a loaded question because like I'm not on the side of where like we need to look at like black people as being like a better version than anybody else, giving like their socioeconomic stances.
But
I think that like with better education,
white Americans look at themselves better than other people.
I think that poor whites do the same dumb shit.
But poor white.
I only think
poor
that
white Americans look at themselves as better than motherfuckers in Europe just because they're American. And if we're black people in America, whether we rich or poor, we're still American. So can we look at ourselves the same way that the white people do and be like better than the rest of the world just because we're American? That's the question I'm asking. Not like about poverty, but it's just about that American like thing that we have on our part of blackness that the rest of the diaspora doesn't. And it's the same.
All right, so making sure I understand what you're saying. So you're saying, should we be able to thumb our nose up at the rest of the diaspora because we're American?
Basically. I mean, it might not be a better way to put it.
That's kind of oversimplified.
There might be a better way to put
the root of what he's asking.
No, but he was pretty much saying what I got from him was like, with that, should we be holding ourselves to a higher standard? That's what I got from what he said.
But and that's
and
where
but
that's like a little bit of like a bit of the coon shit to me is like. I'm not like I think
that over there, Johnny.
I didn't call him a coon, but I think like the ideology.
I already know David Walker finna light me up for that.
No, but to me, I don't ascribe any higher moral standard or like action or ideology to like FBA or specifically Black Americans than I would do any other group. Okay. And if my point is that I believe that the division lies on socioeconomic standards more than it does a race standard, a FBA, or anything else. Then for me, I can't say that Black people have to have like higher standards at like the same exact poverty level. I think that socioeconomic, like when you know more or when you're more educated, you do.
So you don't.
And that's where I draw. That's where I draw it at.
So you don't find any validity in the whole distinguishing FBA lineage from the rest of the lineage.
I don't see where you're piecing your questions together.
But I'm saying,
but how does that have anything to do with each other?
If you said that it doesn't, if we can't like just because we're American, it shouldn't matter about like we shouldn't thumb our nose. It's all about socioeconomics and your level in the class.
But like, what does the FBA lineage have to do with
or just the FBA the movement? Like, where does that like if where you're from doesn't matter, then where does the movement but
you asked,
not matter to you?
So where you're from does matter in a bunch of different like aspects. But what you started to talk about was like having a higher moral or like
no, I said hold yourself to a higher standard because
I don't know how that doesn't sound like having a higher moral standard than another group. Okay. Holding yourself to a higher standard sounds like that. And I don't like.
But then if we're not if the FBAs aren't holding themselves to a higher standard, what are they doing? Except
and this was remember when I said earlier, like I need to hear more about what the because to me it sounds like the FBA. So I wonder what. So if we get reparations, then where does the FBA movement go then?
What's next?
That's my question because like it seems to me it's just like it's based on a singular goal. It's not really based in like building the Black community. It's like we deserve, and I ain't saying we don't deserve a check. I believe we deserve reparations, but it's like, what more is that? What more is it? Like what? I don't know. Maybe y'all can answer it, and I'm just like missing some shit.
I'm getting confused at this conversation in general.
Oh no, I understand. Like, I understand where you was at.
Like niggas is like pinging all over the place for me to have like a coherent like lining of questioning, and that's why it's like you will ask me this thing over here, and then you'll go back to this part, and then back to this part, in which I think that FBA is valid in the sense of the lineage, and like it is its own different ethnic experience that should be granted its own, like, you know what I mean, like its own thing.
For
like
sure.
being black in America is as like different as being Jamaican, Ghanaian, like any of these other different groups as a group of black melanated people. I do agree with that. I don't think that because they're like we are our own specific group, is there like a different moral standard that should be put to us on the upper or lower part of the whole thing?
What about pride in it? The same way like Jamaicans
Like I think that
have
you
a
should be able to
national
have.
pride. Like what about like?
Okay, let me
FBA?
answer. Like I think that FBA, you should be able to have pride in being a Black American, as much pride as you want, as long as you're not degrading anybody else.
But with the pride, the pride in what makes us proud to be Black Americans?
All the things that we have done in this country from the inception of the country.
Right.
And so
we don't have to talk about nobody else to be proud of what we did.
Okay, and so
we got some fire shit cooking.
And so based on everything we did, that doesn't lead to us naturally having a higher moral standard, a higher standard than the rest of the diaspora, because we're in America and we have overcome all of these things. Like, shouldn't that lead to like us naturally, because they didn't like what we did, and like shouldn't that naturally?
I don't see what I think that it's such a weird space to put it, and it's because, like I said, like so many different other factors, like white people, like we just use like and the thing is I don't explicitly want to use white people, but like FBA is a lineage of the fact that you were here before like 1860, like before slavery ended, right?
But if we weren't Black, that'd be a nationality, correct? It'd be a
Black,
similar to like, because like Jamaican, that's a nationality.
All right, sure.
Ghanaian,
So like if we want to say that FBA is a nationality, cool. My thing is that to say that we should have a higher moral standard, I completely disagree.
You don't think Nigerians come over here and think they better than us, or think they have
a
higher moral code than us?
I think no, and I think that like we also get a skewed of the Nigerians that fucking come over here. Usually, the people that come over here and that legally immigrate are the best and brightest because they have to go through all the protocol to make it over here. That is why they have like such a. Nigerians aren't innately smarter than everybody. It's just they have vetted the people that are coming over here for a very specific reason.
So a representation of Nigeria.
Right.
Okay, that's a fair point. I'll give you.
But and that's where I was walking.
Not conceding my other one.
But where I'm walking to is the fact that like making that statement, it discounts the fact that there are poor, middle class, and upper class Blacks that have been along America the entire time. In which, if I believe that, and this is my belief, is that socioeconomic level dictates like whether you're talking about like crime and poverty and all those shits more than it is your race, then I think that, like I said, that is the bigger part that I would put to it. I don't think that has any, like, American middle class can have like a higher standard of whatever. I agree with that. I'll probably put it at that.
So middle class Blacks.
Sure. Okay. I put them at the same standard that I put middle class everybody else.
And just to go into, so you believe that if let's say we got like reparations came, right? We got reparations, and then that would lower the crime rate, or is crime a human thing?
I think crime is a resource-driven thing, and that ends up being a poverty thing. More than anything, are people going to be rich and commit crimes? Yes.
Right.
I think that the concentration of crime in general does come for a fight of resources.
No, I understand what you're saying.
You think rich people don't commit as many crimes as poor people?
It is
that's what I'm saying. It's a human thing.
Or do they not get caught?
No, I think that rich people
people probably get away with more crimes than poor people also.
But it depends on what kind of crime you're talking about too. When you're talking about I understand as far as like the violent crimes and all this stuff that is based in socio-economic status for sure. But I just wanted to just kind of pick a little bit more into it. It's like, do you believe that pretty much you believe that like finances, economic status is the answer to possibly a utopian?
Well, I don't believe in a utopian existence because of humans are naturally divisive.
Right.
But do I think that if reparations came and it made all blacks a middle class and above, I think that the next 2 generations are going to do way better. I don't think that it's like as soon as it drops, everybody stop doing dumb shit.
It's crazy because I have a thing like so. Do you think that
It still
changes?
takes some time for sure.
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
changes
saying.
the culture. So do we no longer have? I wonder. I definitely would love to experience an idea of this whole like.
I think better
been-
education and financial literacy is the cure all to like ignorance.
For sure. I wonder. Do we still get like certain like certain, let's say, categories of hip hop? Do we still get like, you know what I mean? That's like what T.I. was saying. Like if you can't, my music is a
There'd be
reflection
no
of my
more
environment.
NBA young boy. Fuck them boys.
That's what I'm asking. Do you
get
think
rid
that
of
would still
shit.
be a thing? That we would still have like the hard rap, whatever, trap rap, whatever you want to call it?
I think we'll probably sonically have a lot of those shit. Shit.
But they wouldn't be sonically, but they wouldn't be rapping about drilling.
See, like I think that becomes like such an off adjacent like
completely
thing,
separate
and which is
concept.
like hard for me to quantify because if I'm guessing, I imagine counterculture still has to exist, and then like there's going to be some people that want to like do counterculture shit just because. Same reason, like you see some middle class, and this isn't the majority of middle class, but you'll see some middle class blacks that want to do hood shit with their poor friends.
Yeah.
Like you see it all the time. Like, and this is not off the need of resources, anything. It's the fact of needing to be counterculture to the adjacent thing that I grew up to.
Right.
And that's what I would imagine some of that would still exist. I don't think that anything is a cure-all for anything. But I think if we're going to lift the tide in general, I think that would be the thing that lifts it.
I'd agree.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask that y'all remember that people is watching this show and we don't keep jumping back to 21 questions within the question because I don't know where
I thought we got to like that.
I think we rounded it out. You gotta. Yeah,
I think he's mad about me and his mom's relationship at heart. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I almost feel like the show is getting to a good point of just like as we get triggered by a comment. Like
I think that's what happened.
We just keep getting triggered by comments, but it's fire.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some agreements in the comments. That's never a good thing.
Oh, TBI and David Walker. How about this? Rail, as we're Tone, do you want to read a couple more and then we'll go to Rail question?
Pick some of your favorites.
Yeah,
I know there's some good ones in there.
Yeah, because I can't read them all at this point.
Yeah, go to what TBI said right there. He seemed like he disagreed with something.
To move forward, we have to address those in our community who are trying to undermine us. That has been the issue in the past. Not calling out people who don't mean us any good.
That's an accountability take.
Yeah, that sounds like some more that
coon talk.
No. Just the pretty much the device of like
that is coon talk if you don't say it.
That's what they call it. Like so, let me see. Another thing that they're doing a lot of is like it seems to me is that like they like to point out like the person in the diaspora that is in a position like what he said with the dude that convicted the black guy with the gun.
Yeah.
Like they like to point out those like the Caribbean. That's one of those things too.
But not them Africans from your neighborhood back in the day that was
just wearing the shit. You know what I mean? I just it just sounds good. Anybody can do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But name 3 Caribbeans.
Oh, you and your Mike TV shit, I see. Shout out, Mike.
Do you live in the greatest country in the world? Do you want someone to look at you like you're the shit? This conversation really needs diversity so we can demystify some of this nonsense.
Okay, let's demystify it then.
Yeah, that is the hate we are talking about. If we were all black, why would his in-laws not want his wife to be marrying an FBA? FBA's parents don't tell us to only marry FBAs, but their parents do.
Huh. Nah, my mama be wanting me to marry
a black
woman. Yeah, that's a fact.
Now my mama ain't big on that, but I could see it being. But I mean, that's all groups of people. Want you to be with their own, your own. Like that's just everybody. You know what I mean? We are the most inclusive for sure.
Blacks, yes.
Blacks are the most inclusive.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we definitely grab. A lot of motherfuckers come to the cookout for real.
Oh yeah,
A
we'll
little
bring
bit.
anybody.
Now,
As long as you check certain boxes, you can come to the cookout.
As long as you don't say hard R, you can come to the cookout.
It's more than that.
It's
yeah, damn near. You
we
can't
invite a lot of people without.
You got to be able to do the electric slide, and then you might can come
and play spades.
If you can play spades, you can come.
My milk of magnesium.
Yeah, we do that.
David Walker said we don't need to compromise with foreigners.
I remember that too.
Compromise with foreigners about what though?
Anything.
Okay. That's fair.
He said, David Walker, we don't need no compromise. As long as you follow your constitution, we good. We'll survive without reparations or your assistance like we have been.
It's beef.
What did David Walker say?
That's crazy. We ain't even been having smoke. They still gonna have smoke.
It's another one. Yeah, he said something else.
Man, I be skipping stuff for a reason, Johnny. I wasn't trying to do this.
Oh, no, we like it.
Y'all be selling child brides. Cut it out.
Dang.
But I don't even know if he know where he from. But that's like a piece of the thing. Is like, shout out to Alex.
Hey Trey, get your gloves.
I'm a Black American, but I'm not praising no American flag. Never have, never will. South Central LA.
Hey, shout out to the lineage.
Let's see. We gotta skip some of these.
I think Tone skipped a good one. Probably.
I know he probably did. There's some smoke in there. He skipping some smoke.
I've been showing a lot of them. It's just a lot of comments. Society knows. The dominant society knows foreign blacks are quicker to bow to them. Foreigners have accents and big foreheads in a different culture. Of course, they can tell.
And mind you, hey, go ahead, keep going.
David, to us, you have accents too, by the way. Are you 14?
Y'all niggas.
Africans have brutal civil wars. Crips and Bloods both say F12. Cut out the self-hate, Johnny.
Johnny, stop cooning. That's another one.
I knew he would go be mad, but I knew
keep going.
I can tell a non-FBA by how they talk. Asians don't get along with each other. Latins fight with each other. All races do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
David Walker, you're obviously like 14 years old.
David, fight back. Come on.
Hey, I'm more FBA than David too. I'm gonna put that out there.
These black people think because of their proximity to white men, they are better. Plantation Candyland politics, and it's worse.
Oh shit, that was the Johnny shit. That was that holding yourself better because of the American. Yeah, that's what you had to wear. That
okay. Hey,
you had to wear that, Johnny.
Hey, that's cool. Come, hey, bring it on. I don't care if you disagree. I said what I said.
White Americans literally go around the world, murder innocent people, steal their resources, and then call themselves better than their victims.
I said that too.
That's a fact.
True.
That's where the focus should be at.
TBI.
Niggas is over here like shitting on people that don't matter instead of like fighting the actual real power structure. It's a distraction, but that's just my opinion.
The real power structure
has to
did a
be
bunch
paid.
of our tax
We're not
dollars,
just
though.
begging for random money.
No, for sure.
What it say?
It's a debt that has to be paid. We are not just begging for random money.
Oh, you're talking about reparations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about the fact that your country murders people and steal their resources? You're attaching yourself to that too,
Johnny.
What about genocide?
They didn't break no. They stole the resources. They didn't give us none of them. Yeah, they stole the resources. I admit that too.
We
they
should not
stole
be
the resources. Hell yeah.
Oh, you paying African? You empathizing?
No, I'm saying they stole the resources. We helped them steal them, and they ain't give it back to us.
They ain't give it back to us.
Yeah, no. Black people been fighting in every war that America has been in since the fucking Revolutionary War. We've helped fight all them wars.
I had somebody
have they
tell
given
me that
anything back to us? Hell no.
So then you paying Africans? You think?
Dude
No,
told
I'm
me I was a
FBA.
sellout.
Then they owe us. I'm this super FBA.
Oh, you want some of that exploitation money?
That's a super FBA take. That's a super FBA take.
That nigga needs some blood diamonds over there. Look at him.
We fought them wars too.
I had a dude tell me
My
that I
daddy
was
was
a
in
sellout for going to the
was in
military.
Vietnam and all of that shit.
That's a classic black take. For sure.
Yeah, he told me he was dead serious. I was a sellout. You got it, bro.
We should not be held as a higher standard on anyone. Yet we are the standard for almost everything that goes on in the world, from entertainment to business wise. We just have a problem unifying.
I ain't mad at that.
We do.
Oh, that was too. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you don't know what the rest of the black world did because your historical reference stops in the U.S. It is projected people of sub-Saharan descent will be half the global population by year 2080 through 2100. Peak population 2060 and global population decline by 2100.
I'll be dead by then, brother Marcus.
Yeah, I ain't no telling it how
I can live
sure it's
forever.
gonna be anyway.
That's what Bill Gates told me.
Real ones don't die.
What is the origin of this thing? What is the origin of this thing where so many arrogant young black men feel the burning sensation to come on the internet and showcase their exaggerated levels of knowledge? Tony Robinson got smoke for y'all, bro.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Read that one more time.
Hey, Tony, I appreciate it. We crazy as hell for even doing this.
What is the origin of this thing where so many arrogant young black men feel the burning sensation to come on the internet and showcase their exaggerated levels of knowledge?
Hey, one, I appreciate him putting the young in there,
especially for me. You know what I mean? I appreciate.
I think that's fire. But Tony Robinson, I think that the reality is that like we just three black men that's trying to find where truth lies at, and we're all like here to have conversations in good faith to be able to you know what I mean, just figure out exactly where we lie at, perspective wise. And this FBA Pan African, this whole entire thing, it's not a space where like any of us are explicitly dogmatic to where we can't be moved off the line. It's something that you might say inside this comment that might help us get a better understanding. But this is a prevalent thing inside like the space that we're at. So I think that it is healthy, and there's obviously an audience for the conversation to where I think that it is fruitful to have as many perspectives in good faith inside these conversations. If that's ignorant, then I mean, I guess that just kind of is what it is. But I think that these conversations are helpful for the masses in the fact that, especially when there's a diversity of opinion, we can all kind of flesh out how we really feel.
I thought you was about to Dean.
He said good faith too, Tony.
I thought he was about to Dean Kane him, kill him.
Oh nah.
He said
when they go low, Tone. I go high. Tone can't do nothing about that right now. I'll get in a second.
Let's see what else we got.
Hey, read the comment that David Walker told to me.
Yeah, and solo and Johnny when you do that.
I'm still going on these. Nah, this ain't him. White people commit, more comments coming in. White people commit white collar crime more per capita, which is more negatively impactful to the collective. Let's see.
Solo and Johnny, why you do that?
On which one?
He already did it.
Oh,
yeah, I think he's
ain't did shit. Hip hop started off of the struggle of Americans, not just blacks, but Americans. We probably would have had the music without the struggle, but it would have come from everyone instead of just black.
Oh yeah, Unc and David beefing.
Yeah, I was wondering because I was like, I think it's something else that I realized.
That would be a
I wonder like how, if reparations we did get reparations. I wonder like because so much of our story is tied to victimhood. Like so much of it, that's like when anytime you say like a middle class rapper, he knows that he can't. You know what I mean? He can't be a middle class rapper. He has to be a rapper from. You know what I mean? Like even when you listen to like people who already made it, T.I. kids, and you know what I mean? Like these
Damani can spit them.
No, Damani can spit, but I'm just saying, and he had to take a whole nother route. Like that was smart for him to take that route into like more of the, conscious, quote unquote, conscious rap than to be on that other side because
you can't be a gangster rapper.
But what I'm saying is that like you almost can't be a rapper. You see what I'm saying?
No, you can be like I don't like the fact that be like if you want to be a rapper, you have to be a. That's on us.
And
like that's on us. Like fuck these NBA young boys and Chief Keefs and drill rap. Like that's not the culture. And we have to stand just the way we try to stand up to white folks. We got to stand up to anti-culture too.
But what I'm saying is the reason that we like it, the reason why it has to be done that way is because we feel ourselves to still be victims. It's that victim mentality that's still like kind of, you know what I mean? It's still in us so strong that it's like you can't be a rapper that's not rapping about hood shit. Yeah. Like the story has to be started from the bottom. You know what I mean? It has to be that.
I mean,
we don't really gravitate to anything that doesn't have that victim start. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, but I mean, but like, I guess my question would be when I hear that, because I understand what you're saying, but it's like, are we gonna like we could go from victims to victory
for sure,
but it's a mindset thing, and it's like this is an equivalence I've made to this. White people were so like white supremacy was so much better than colonialism is because white supremacy did the job generations ahead. And white supremacy ain't even got to do the work no more.
Right.
We doing it against each other. Colonialism them lost. And then black people got nations and they building equity. And so to me, that's how I look at it. It's like the white supremacy in this country was so good. it was so much better than colonialism.
It's crazy. It was so good that even if they don't do it, we'll still blame them through a conspiracy somehow to make it still them.
We'll blame them and we'll still continue the tropes and the divides that they've created. We'll still fight on those lines that they created, knowing that like we all like that's what the Diaspora War is based on. The difference between white supremacy and colonialism.
That's crazy.
That's colonialism. Like, and I don't know. To me, it just, I just feel like we have to have a bigger conversation. You have to take it outside of not only self, you got to take it outside of your identity, and then there's a bigger population. That's the diaspora, and we all fighting. We all fighting, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's colonialism. We all fighting the system. If you melanated, you
definitely fighting.
You and your people gonna be fighting the system.
I bet round that point off one more time just so I can catch up. It sounded like it got sad. I don't know.
It did kind of get a little dark. We was talking about the victimhood in the like the pretty much the need. It's at this point where it seems like we need like even in rap. What I was saying was that like you really don't get a rapper that doesn't have the victim story because we, you know what I mean. We kind of love that. It's and I wish I could.
But no, that's where I took it.
Exactly.
That's where I took it and I said that like we play the victim so much, and it's because like white supremacy was better than colonialism and the racism.
Are you saying we as in black folk play
Black Americans? Like in our raps, like
Trey not gonna care. He ain't gonna care for that.
Trey not gonna care for that.
Yeah, he also said run me them blood diamonds.
Yeah, yeah. He was on my side there. But then I said so like the racism, the white supremacy that was practiced in America was way better than the shit they did over there in Europe, and it's big, and you can see it just based on the fact that like any of the black countries that French had, they're all nations now. Like even in Africa, they all became nations. Like we're still a part of America. We never like the white people here never let us get our sovereignty. They never let us get any nationalism. The French, they gave that shit.
I don't even know if that point even makes sense.
Jamaica
like
and all of that. I see where I understand where you would kind of show the difference, but the fact remains that black people across the country, they were able to fight against these systems and win. The system here has been so strong that we haven't been able to fight against it and win.
So I got a question my question for the week was, are we the black people that the power structure wanted us to be? Like when you were saying, he just was coming.
And when you say we, you talking about FBA?
FBA. What?
The lineage.
Oh yeah, the lineage. Gotta make sure we say it every time. Yeah. But yeah, so
you
like
better get burnt up, boy. You better.
You got different. It's lineage and movement. It's two different things.
Okay.
You better talk to him.
You gonna like trademark, or you saying like bloodline?
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the not the movement, bro. I'm not talking about
bloodline.
You better talk to him, bro.
So I was asking that because Johnny was just talking about how good. Johnny was talking about how good like white supremacy was, and it's like okay. And I made the statement. I was like,
"Oh, that's like that victim mentality shit."
And it's like the idea that like they did such a job on us that like even if they don't do it, we'll make a conspiracy to say that they did it. We still, even when they're innocent, they're guilty because it's ingrained in, you know what I mean, the way that we kind of.
There's no other possibility other than they did it.
Right, like even though we know without a shadow of a doubt that like the dude that killed Tupac, we got Orlando Brown, I think his name was. And the dude that's locked up now was his uncle. Like, we know this he told the story himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still like, nah, the
For
white
Vlad.
man still, huh?
For Vlad.
Yeah.
And they usually say like,
oh no, but he wrote a book. Vlad, really, he wrote a book. That's what got the whole thing. Well, not got the whole thing started, but Buddy wrote a book talking about what happened.
Circling it. Yeah.
But yeah, so do you believe that we are pretty much that we're exactly what they wanted us to be? It's even if you look at the verses on the Pan Africans and the diaspora, even that, like
the majority of us
are.
Now there's a few. I think the percentage growing every year, every generation. There's a few of us that are above the fray. You know, I think there's a lot of white noise is a good word. There's a lot of white
average niggas, but no, they're niggas all the same.
But it's a lot of us that like aren't necessarily like. It's a lot of us that are the black people. They follow the tropes. They believe the shit that's on the internet. They don't think any different. They just believe what they're told. They believe what they see and what is fed to them about black people. I think there's a percentage of us that are actually deeper thinkers and that actually know and see what's going on in our community, and then they're not swayed by the propaganda. And I think right now the percentage of us that are swayed by the propaganda is we're probably 70-30, 80-20. Most of us are swayed by the propaganda. Most of us believe the things that they say about us. And I don't think it's many of us that actually see the other side. And maybe my percentages might be off, but I think most of us do believe what they say about us.
I guess if I'm going to your question and like probably the best way I can kind of perceive it, yes, I think that we are. Frame it again. Is it we are the people that white supremacy, like the blacks, that white supremacy fuck with
the power structure, the power structure,
the blacks that
want the black people
like
the power
the black
structure
people that they want us to be. Are we playing the role?
Yes, and I guess I would probably put it in the sense of I think it's twofold. I think in my opinion, not the lineage, but the movement of like FBA is an example of it, where like it's a lot of like. If you're looking at the 40 laws of power, like divide and conquer bullshit is like explicitly that, where there's probably more power in unifying melanated people, but like I hear regurgitation of white tropes against black foreign people all the time by black people now. It's like that's such an interesting thing. But then I also think that the self-empowerment and like the idea of like owning your own destiny is lost a lot of times when we get into like these Afro pessimist conversations, and which is kind of like when you extrapolate it further out is like the victim mentality of like the white power structure, white supremacy, white X, Y, and Z, and which we tend to lean more into that side than the fact that we're going to do what you do regardless of. Like the Nation of Islam have like the do for self thing. I think that like that's something that my people was Nation of Islam for years when I grew up. So like that was something that was ingrained in me to an extent. And like to me, I always look at the idea of black liberation is going to come at the hand of black people, and it's only going to be when we do for self. And I don't know if that is something that is adapted to like all black people explicitly FBA bloodline within America. And I think that looking for outside help explicitly from like Caucasians is probably, you know what I mean, like something that is probably in the best interest of them because they still have the controlling hand to it. That's my answer to it.
Not a bad answer.
Okay, let's read some of these comments off. What they talking about? They agree?
Oh,
hell
man,
no.
it's a whole different conversation going on.
Oh no, just read like the last 10. All right, so how about this? We're gonna do some quick housekeeping really quickly. Shout out to the people in the chat. We enjoy the engagement. If you want your chat to be guaranteed to be read off, we're gonna try and still hit some of them. Send in the super chat. I know Brother Marcus said that the super chat might have been off, but there is Cash App. What's the Cash App?
Cash App is to be fair. The number 2 be fair show.
Yeah. And if you put your question in that, we'll make sure that we guarantee to read it off. But right now we'll try and read the last 5 most recent ones because it should be somewhat to the conversation. But again, chat keep running up, man. Y'all having a good time. I see that y'all are engaging with each other, which is also fair and fire. Tone.
Okay. Most of the African and Caribbean countries are completely dominated by I don't know what WS means. Y'all know?
White society.
Yeah.
I guess okay. They don't even control
white supremacy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
They don't even control the resources in their countries. That's why they're trying to get to the US.
Okay. Don't disagree with that.
That sounds like black privilege, but yeah.
No one on here can name anywhere on earth that has complete black government and that nation is thriving. Well, that is a silly claim. Most nations have multiple races.
Shit, Uncle is FBA.
Not sure what you're thinking.
Somebody
with that
clap back at Unc though.
Oh, what'd he say?
He said, well, that is a silly claim. Most nations have multiple races. Not sure what you're thinking with that statement.
Uh-oh.
Get him up. Get him up.
Respectfully saying, you just answered my question.
He got him.
He got him. Stupid.
Keep going, Tone. Keep going.
FBA is a TB. Y'all know? I don't know.
TB?
FBAs are maybe that's tether babble.
Throwback.
Throwback? I don't know. It's one of the two. Hey, TBI, talk to us. You know you family, man. I fucks with you, even if you talking shit.
These Caribbean/African countries are not free. They're still economically/politically controlled by France and Britain to this day.
Right.
Which is sad. All former French colonies use French currency. Magic says, what is your point?
That mean Unc clap back.
Historically, there has been, just not currently.
Tell him he was talking currently.
Javion, are you still controlled economically and politically by the white man in America since slavery? Stop the lies. I live in the Caribbean, and no British government controls me.
Okay. What country specifically?
Hey, and as we're going through this, and again, we're moving through the conversation, I will allow at least the opportunity, and I'll put the link in chat. We would. On this topic, we do this on the Wednesday show, but I think it'll be fire as well right here. Towards maybe the last 10 minutes of the show, we'll try and throw a link in for the for a live chat. It sounds like we got a couple people from foreign places. If we can squeeze it in, we're gonna try and get to it. I'll throw the live link just in case y'all want to kind of give us some opinions. Keep going, Tom.
FBAs are the only people who have tried to unify with the diaspora. We fought for them and put a spotlight on their issues with our big platforms. They have never reciprocated. Good move having this guy read the chat.
There you go, Tone. Shout out to
That was tough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that smoke or a compliment?
That could be smoke.
But it actually could be a compliment when it's us,
because
and we be trying to look at that chat from far away. We be goddamn looking like we illiterate. But keep going, Tom.
I think that was smoke for us.
Oh, for us.
And
Damn,
she said smoke. TBI, you don't understand your own history. Please read more. Shout out to the FBAs. What up from Chicago?
And we're talking about not the movement, right?
Oh yeah, Kofi in here.
Oh, Kofi bike. All right.
They know how I do.
Hey, shout out Kofi. Kofi, I enjoyed you on the
oh,
the
yeah,
panel.
no, he did.
Hey, shout out that boy Kofi.
It was enjoyable.
FBA killer here.
FBA killer.
Hey, that was a trigger word for some of our
Hey,
panelists.
he was hot too.
Hey, Kofi, don't come in here being divisive.
The American Negro must be free to self-identify at the table of the African.
Say it again.
The American Negro must be free to self-identify at the table of the African.
To self-identify. I guess that's true. I don't disagree. That's like the root of the FBA conversation for sure. Hey, more smoke is coming in. This is fun.
I love the fact that you guys are reading the chat. Shout out to my Black American brothers. One love.
Yes,
One
sir.
love. Hey, one love.
FBA's divisive.
FBA is divisive.
Hey, somebody called G.
And Africanism is about unity.
And again, like I said, I'm not explicitly able to give my opinion on the panel. Sometimes I lean towards what my opinion is, so you can probably tell. But yes, there's a space where I think that FBA the movement is definitely divisive. I don't think FBA like the lineage or the bloodline is a divisive thing or concept, but I do think that division where we start like separating ourselves as like black people based off of like almost nothingness is fairly divisive. Real. I think I cut you off.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying that's pretty much what we've been talking about. You know what I mean? For like the past nice little minute, we've been pretty much saying the same thing that you're saying, brother.
So Johnny, I guess we could throw into your question.
Yeah, no, I guess that's where we're at. That's definitely where we at based on the comments. Is like based on having been on the panel this past Wednesday, every Wednesday. What is it? 9:30? 9:30 p.m. Unpack every Wednesday. Y'all gotta come check us out. Please tap in. But I was there. I was on the chat. I be doing a lot of listening when it comes to FBA Pan-Africanism. And my question was, how do we build middle ground? Where, like, we're a divisive society. Is we're the black people that the culture want us to be, but it's like, how do we build common ground, whether it's amongst FBA Pan-Africanism or whether it's amongst left, right, Democrat, Republican? It's like, what tools are available to us in our modern society to help us build middle ground and build unity, where it seems like most of the tools that are available are used to create divisiveness? And I guess that's my question. And it's like, what are the things that would help us come together as communities versus divide as communities?
Oh, you ain't got an answer for that?
No, I want to let me think about it for a second.
What would help us come together as community? All right, so I guess one, I think that innately within human culture, maybe I guess you would say human nature. I think division is. I think whether it's going to be through ideology, through skin color, through whatever, like division is going to be a part of human nature. So there's almost like an unfortunate piece that we have to accept. But when it comes down to like unifying the black diaspora, I think that finding it's going, like, it's common ground, right?
Right.
Like there's something that we all should be able to attach to. But the hard part explicitly about, like, say let me stop saying like, but explicitly about the FBA movement that makes it tough is that they are also pushing the black native narrative as well, where if you do push that, there is like a clear separation of
from the continent.
Black people from the continent.
Yeah, you're trying to separate.
And then
entirely.
Like even like Caribbean blacks and all that, like you literally separate yourself, isolated to America.
Right.
Where
and specifically the United States of America, right?
Right.
Not just because Costa Rica was talking about South America's FBA.
Oh yeah, cuz was.
And like, so we're talking specifically the continental United States.
Yes.
Not
and so like I think if we can find the common ground, I think that is the best part. The tough part ends up being, like, we just had a conversation on the last Unpack where it was like, damn, I think Black and Caribbean culture are as similar as Black and Irish. And I'm like, damn, we think that we're that far apart from it.
That's crazy.
And that's crazy.
That's crazy that he said. I was like, what? Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So like, it has to be a common ground, a common ancestor, a common theme, a common enemy. It has to be a common something to where we rally around. Where right now it seems like there's like the FBA movement common enemy is like the tether of all of the diaspora.
The enemy is another black person
instead
of the system.
Yeah, and that's where I think that if I'm giving like my isolated opinion, are there coons that exist within Black, Caribbean, all these cultures? Yes,
for sure.
I do think that there's a bigger war that is to be fought. Outside of like the divide and conquer division between a hyper minority of each other. Like we're what, 12, 13, 14%. And if we're dividing even that down into like these smaller minorities and fighting and putting our energy into that, in which a black read out the stat. It's like, I think African immigrants is like 4 million. I think he said maybe Hispanic is like 20 million or some shit like that. Or it was like 60 million. Asian immigrants is like 3 or 4 times. Like the issue is not really going to be these black immigrants. Right. It's way other things that should be higher on the totem pole. But we're getting stuck on some low hanging fruit shit.
And I wondered, hold on, question. When the where you were saying that there's an additional the thought that we are native, which I actually believe that as well. But just to go into what you were saying, the thought that we are native, was that something that Tariq Nasheed was saying? Was Tariq also one that was disconnecting himself from
Tariq?
The continent?
I believe that that's a part of like a
that's
Tariq
crazy,
narrative, but that if we just say Tariq and FBA or like FBA in itself, I think that is an FBA narrative in general.
But my thing is that for Tariq specifically, ain't that crazy?
Well, if you're saying crazy because he built an entire series based
on
of
us
being black in the continent and like how Beethoven was black and all the people were black because of Africa, and then now he's isolating and saying that American isolation.
That's crazy.
Then yes,
that's crazy.
But yeah, Johnny, I don't know who we're at right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's get to some comments.
Let's get to some comments. All right, let's run down some good ones.
That man said FBA versus everybody. That sounds real productive.
Hey, go to Tara.
Hold on, I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah. And we have a call in. We're gonna read a couple, and then we're gonna allow Kofi. Shout out to Kofi. Kofi was in the last one. We're gonna give you about 2 minutes to kind of like say your piece, and then
no ad hominems neither, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tom.
FBA are afraid that whites will look at other blacks past the native blacks.
Okay.
How can we build unidentified?
A fair question.
How can we build
what are you saying? We have to call ourselves something and all be calling ourselves the same thing? Is that what
most like think about like the Pan-Africans and the nations they have? You can even think about like Israel and the amount of power that comes.
You saying like Jamaican? Just say Jamaican. Like Jamaicans
have an identity. I said the other one for a reason too.
I was trying to get you up off it. Johnny got a job, but he don't want to keep it. Go ahead. Say it again.
No, I said it. I said it once. He said it twice.
Okay. All right. So I don't know where are we at with it.
So I was reading comments. I think.
I was reading comments with something wrong with the camera too.
We'll just solo it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we good because I want to hit get to that Tara.
Right. Pan-Africanism is dead. How can we unify with a continent that doesn't want to unify? We've been here 400 plus years, and Africa still haven't sent anybody to get us. We are just waking up to see that.
I think that's an interesting concept. Where you're saying how can we unify
Africa
with
might
a
be
continent
for us to write.
that doesn't want to? I think that sometimes we have to differentiate amongst the idea of like if you can find people on the internet and what the overall consensus thinks. I don't think the overall consensus of Africa doesn't fuck with like Black Americans, but
not based on what Kamu said.
Yeah, I mean based off of what you see, understand, and experience. But there are people, and that's why I said there's coons of all kinds. But let's bring up. We do have a call in. We got 2 call-ins actually. It looks like. So we're gonna bring in our first call in. We're gonna put 2 minutes on the clock. We got Kofi. Kofi was on Unpack last week. So Kofi, talk to us. How you feel?
I feel I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys. Bring me up. I had fun. I think it was productive, regardless of what people may say. The only things that was annoying me is I was trying to bridge a gap, and even up to that right now, people say no odd homonym attacks. But at the same time, you know, the trigger word was cult, but I was being called by Trey by being lazy, that we're traitors, all these things I had to take on the chin, and I couldn't say anything at all. So I find it very, very interesting that people were telling me no ad hominem attacks, but just in their description of what immigrant is, a black immigrant is, was full with a lot of hate and a lot of xenophobic tropes that wasn't getting checked.
Fair point. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, no, I think that is that's fair. What's your thoughts on the conversation today?
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. I've been, again, guys, for those of you that may not know, I was a fan of Tariq Nasheed before he started FBA, right? The moment he pivoted to FBA and did what Yvette Cornell was doing times 100, obviously I'm gonna get offended. Even on my channel, I talk bad about Africans that go against African Americans, right? I have African Americans in my families, you know, I have African Americans as friends. So I'm, again, like in the beginning of the last show, I want things to be back where it used to be before Tariq Nasheed started the bullshit, where we're just all black people and a coon is just a coon no matter where you're from, right? So let's go back when Hidden Colors was a thing. We're all one black family because Tariq's pockets was doing fine, so he was good. It wasn't lucrative to be divisive. It was good to be on the Pan-African shit. That's why he was with Dr. Umar and all that. That's what I'm trying to get back to. Right, the whole native conversation is pseudo, you know. But I like those days. We're trying to see who, you know, what black people are really black. Now is like, no. We want to be an island amongst ourselves in America, and that does not work in America. If FBA were to get what they want, right, and don't fuck with no other black people, and you burn all bridges at the same time, admitting that white people don't like you. How is that a good situation is what I would ask. How is that a good situation? That's not a good situation, you know, for black Americans in a place where that's your homeland, yes, but the people that has always been in charge do not like you. And they're going to give you something, they're going to want something in return that I don't think that black Americans are going to be able to pay back. So Pan-Africanism is the best.
Kofi.
Yeah.
We got to stay within the time frame. Well, you know, you know where we at on Wednesdays. We appreciate the commentary. I agree with a lot of what you said.
Honestly,
Peace, great
appreciate
point.
you,
Peace,
Kofi.
brother.
Definitely appreciate you. I'll see you Wednesday, hopefully.
So we're gonna bring up. Hey, this is fire. TBI has been a very active person in the chat. We're bringing them up to the stage. TBI. Talk to us. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments, your perspective. Talk to us, brother.
Hey, brothers, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
No, I appreciate y'all putting the show together. Of course, y'all probably know by now I'm an FBA. But I think this has been a great show, good conversation. I mean, I think it's things we needed. But I think with FBA, I don't think we need to be so critical of it and saying it's a movement. It's actually a lineage. And I think where people say it comes across as divisive is us as FBA, we've been trying to cooperate with people in the diaspora. I know growing up, I had a lot of African friends. I just looked at them as black. But as I started to talk to them, I would see that their families were giving them different conversations than my family was. They were saying, hey, stay away from them. They're lazy. They're akatas. And I'm like, and my parents were telling me nothing like that because we just looked at each other as black. So I think what you're seeing now with FBA is we're starting to notice this secret hostility. Like, hey man, I thought we was all cool. We was wearing dashikis and everything back in the day, but we're starting to look down the road and it's like, dang, y'all ain't really reciprocated nothing back for us. It's like we've been kind of carrying all the weight of Pan-Africanism, and now we're like, hey, it's really not benefiting us. Y'all ain't offering us no substantial things in Africa to come back and build. It's like things here and there, but it's a lot of red tape to get to that. So now we're like, hey, we're gonna step back. We're gonna focus on ourselves.
Johnny got a question for you real quick.
No, I was gonna say there have been a lot of initiatives in countries like Nigeria and Ghana for Black Americans to come back and have a fast track to citizenship.
None of that's fast. No, so a lot of that stuff is for tourism. They wanted us to come over there. When we have to come over there, if that was really our homeland, they wouldn't be asking us to drop all this money. It should just be like, hey, y'all in China, India, these people don't have to drop all these bags to go back to their homeland. But Americans is like, oh, y'all got the bag. Let me get the bag from y'all, and then we'll set y'all up. And I don't know if y'all been seeing a lot of the things that's been happening where Black Americans have been going over there. Their land has been stolen. A lot of scams have been going on. So it's like we just waking up to like, hey, we just need to step back, figure our stuff out, and then we can connect down the road when y'all really trying to be serious. Because a lot of women have went over to Africa. Black American women have got killed over there too. So it's like we have to look at it for really what it is and not like a Wakanda. Like we have to.
Yeah, in which I guess so. I guess I'm gonna hop in and I enjoy like a quick back and forth with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in general, do you agree that? All right, so I guess this would be like the best starting point. Do you think that there is like a general sphere of what do you want to say, white supremacy, the power structure, European or XYZ, right?
Yeah,
that does have hands on Africa in general.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
as well as America, as well as like wherever you want to say,
The
like
same
melanated
power
people
structure.
across the board. Do you agree with that or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. White supremacy is global.
Okay, gotcha. So with that, if we understand white supremacy is global, do you agree or do you believe that they are at the helm of exploiting and making sure that these countries inside the Caribbean and Africa stay destabilized?
Yes,
Agree
I
or
agree.
disagree?
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, so when we speak about the idea that these people can be giving us, whether it's like resources or anything like that, even like down to citizenship and the things, I think that a good context to make sure that we keep it in is the fact that these countries, even through the guise of American military power and American military, like the industrial complex, are kept poor in a third world country for exploitation of their resources. So what they have to give is still under the guise of the global white supremacy network. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree, but at some point we have to look at, because it's like for Pan-Africanism, we've only asked people in the diaspora in the Caribbean or in Africa just to be African or Caribbean. It's like we haven't asked them to like, hey, y'all got a bunch of land and resources. Like, hey, let's team up and like, let's work together.
Say that again. I might have misunderstood you. You said
No, I'm saying so kind of going back to Pan-Africanism and why I said it's dead. It's like the only for the Black FBA side, it's been us bringing money to them, bring tourism, come spend money in our countries and in our continent. But for them, we've never asked them or they never provided anything else outside of just saying like, oh, hey, I'm Nigerian. Oh, hey, I'm from Ghana. It's like it hasn't been a equal, fair exchange. It's like, hey, y'all bring us y'all bag. We just gonna let y'all come over here and
okay,
enjoy.
so let me ask you this: Do you agree or disagree that there have been prominent civil rights leaders that were of African and Caribbean descent? Whether you want to say like the Harry Belafontes or the Stokely Carmichaels or the Marcus Garveys, do you think that those people in their contributions count to anything?
No, I'm saying those people do count because they got on code. They got on code with us and they were trying to fight the power structure. A lot of these people that come over here, they'll get into government offices. Like it was, I forgot what it was an African guy. I think he was Nigerian. And he was saying, hey, if you elect me, I'm going to get rid of Black History Month. Like you cannot find anything where FBA is in other countries saying things like that, or like, hey, they don't deserve reparations, and we'll think they're Black, and that's what's happened with the FBA. We didn't learn like, oh yeah, that's one of our brothers, our sisters, and then we look at their name, they're from a different country, and they're saying things counterproductive that helps us. That's why people saying it's divisive. It's like, no, it's not divisive. We're calling people out that are talking against our our interests. So we have to do that. We can't just let somebody that's just because they have black skin, because what comes out of their mouth sounds like white supremacy and is going against like, oh, hey, they don't deserve reparations. That was such a long time ago because
Hey,
their
TBI,
ancestry.
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Rail has a question for you, and off of this question, I kind of got to wrap. I'm gonna give you like a minute to respond. We got another person in the back end that we want to kind of get to, but hey, conversation's been fire, brother. I appreciate the back and forth.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, when we say, what is it that you would say would be, what is it that you would say we should be looking for from them?
So since they migrated or immigrated to our country, they should come over here and support what we're trying to do, or don't say anything. Like it's like sometimes they'll jump into conversations and like, hey, I don't think it's like, hey, bro, we're not in your country telling you what you shouldn't get or what you should get. It's like we stay out of y'all stuff. It's either, hey, be a support or stay out of it. Don't undermine it, because if you undermine it, we're gonna check it, and then people gonna say, oh, we're being divisive when we're actually defending our interests.
Just to make sure, you're not really so you're not talking about anything like more like tangible. We're not asking for like, you were only looking for them to just not be in the way. Is that because it sounded like before you were saying like they not really giving us land and they got the resource? Like, is it that you're just saying that the only thing that the FBA movement is looking for is for them to not be in the way? That's it.
So, and over here in America, yes, just, hey, either support or just like, don't try to detract. Don't tell us what we don't deserve. Don't try to talk down. None of that. But in Africa, to make that connection, because we've been trying to make it all these years, hey, set up something for us to like, hey, give us some land. Like if you saying this Mother Africa, we're African. Why? Like if I was to go back to Africa right now, if they're saying I'm African, I don't have any homeland family over there. So that's why FBA is like, hey, all my family, my grandmothers, my grandparents, all of them are here. So either when you're here, either support it to the fullest, like, yes, FBAs, they deserve that. And don't talk down against it. Don't try to undermine it. And if you find people in your community as a non-FBA that are doing that, stop them or talk against them. Don't just be like, oh, let it fly. Because if you don't, we're gonna address it, and then it's gonna come across as a device.
We appreciate you. Great conversation. You always be tapped in. Like I said, I recognized your name from the chat from Wednesdays to Sundays. Again, I think that this is fun. We'll probably do this again.
I mean, look at y'all. Look at
tap in with us, brother.
Look at Kofi, man. He called the FBA killer. Imagine if I came in talking like that, man. But we're divisive. So. Come on.
Hey, DB, I feel it, brother. Hey, peace, bro.
All right.
Hey, love, bro.
Love. We're going to bring up one last one really quickly. I can't even say this name, so I'm gonna let my brother say his name really quickly.
It's
hey, bro,
Moana.
we got put like 2 minutes on the clock.
Come on, bro. You can't tell me, brother. It's good. It's wonderful talking to y'all brothers.
Yes,
but
sir.
I have to disabuse y'all brothers of some of the lies that's just been told. And he gives.
Hey, brother. So
listen,
which ones? So really quickly.
Many.
Hold on. I'm gonna get to you, but we do need to make sure that we kind of like put inside some level of a structure.
Can I have 4 minutes instead? Just four instead of 2? Can I have 4 minutes instead of 2?
Oh, no, that's fair. I was gonna meet you middle ground and say 3. So
wonderful.
Give them 3.
So we're gonna put 3, and we like.
No, okay, give me 4, brother. I'm begging for 4.
I got you. So listen, uninterrupted. We'll love to hear your perspective and opinion. Go ahead.
Yes. So first, let me say this: when a gentleman said that African Americans go to Africa and end up dying, he doesn't talk about how many deaths occur in the United States. There are more African Black women who die every year on a weekend in America than they do Africa. So you can't point to a specific situation where only a few Black women would have died and say, this is what happens when you go to Africa. When where you coming from, there are deaths that happen on a weekly basis in America. That's an unfair statement, an unfair analysis. When the brother said that nobody reaches out, they just want to buy from us. That's what he said. What about the offers that the Cuban government, which is of many blacks in the Cuban government, was asking African Americans, if you want medical education, come here. What about the Grenadian government? Maurice Bishop, he opened the door for African Americans to receive medical education with it. So when you make these kinds of statements, it's ridiculous.
Shada Shakur is in Cuba, right?
Huh? Yeah, she's in Cuba. She's currently in Cuba right now. And many black revolutionaries, when they wanted to escape, where did they go to? They went to Cuba. So this is a ridiculous notion. Then he says that we come to America to undermine you. And I'm saying that many Caribbean people have been at the forefront of every political movement in America, whether it's Marcus Garvey, whether it's Stokely Carmichael, whether it's Louis Farrakhan, whether it's Shirley Chisholm. There are many people from the Caribbean who have been at the helm of black political struggle and movements inside of America. So how could you say we are undermining you? Then what he doesn't say too, because he goes this one-way direction. He says that we undermine them. What about General Michael Langley? General Michael Langley is a black American. He goes to African countries and he creates coups inside of African countries. Coups where you get rid of the leadership and replace them with the puppet government that you want. Why isn't these kinds of discussion being discussed when he's making these statements of being undermining? These things are not talked about as well. When you create narratives where you are the sole victim, as like we using, listen, when he also says that our families, Caribbean families say, well, or African families say, well, we don't want us to mess with these African Americans. What is not said is no one is an angel. You would not want your child to mess with a drug dealer or crackhead or somebody who doesn't have any future, who's just doing ridiculous things within the environment in which you live. You would say, don't mess with these people. All African Americans are not angels, as not all Caribbean people are angels. So if I say to my daughter or son, hey, don't hang around those people, then you will hear these same people come online and say, well, they don't want to mess around with us. What they don't say is, well, I used to deal crack in the corners.
1 minute left.
I used to be a hustler.
Keep going, but 1 minute left.
Yeah, sorry. I used to be a hustler. You know, they don't say that. So as a responsible parent, of course, I wouldn't want my child to associate with someone who has no future, who I believe is going to go to prison eventually in the future. I'm not going to want my family to be associated with that. But how it's taken, it's like, oh, we don't want, it's just like this big blanket thing. Like we being so in love with the white man, we have been told that to not associate with your guys. There are things that's happening in America on a daily basis. Some are very good, some are not so good. Not all of us are angels. So don't expect me to have my family or family members associate with people who may have be criminally minded. And some Black Americans are criminally minded, just as Caribbean people and African people. Yeah, you can ask me questions if you want. I know you'll have me going very quickly. But go ahead, bro.
Oh, no. I think that's fine. So I'll say this first. Pronounce your name.
That's Bwana Hagoziki.
Okay, so Bwana, fire conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, brothers, because what y'all guys have done is y'all have given the Caribbean people who they call tethers an opportunity to respond to the commentary that's being projected towards us. And I appreciate y'all, brothers, it's given us the forum to do that, because that's not usually discussed, the response to the accusations that's being levied against African and Caribbean people. So I appreciate the fact that you guys have at least given us an audience to express our version of the so-called truth. Thank you all very much, brothers.
Oh, no, for sure. And can you tell us where are you from?
I'm from Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay, Bahamas. All right.
Shout out to Bahamas.
A shout out to it. So again, hey brother, we 4:30s on Sundays, 9:30 on Wednesdays. Tap back in with us, and we'll continue the conversation. Again, we're on a bit of a time crunch, but we appreciated it. I gave you 5 minutes. You said 4, I gave you 5, brother.
Oh yeah, we hooked you up.
Yep. All right, so guys, good wrapping point. Johnny,
don't do it.
I'm gonna toss it to you, man.
Okay, I had to cut you off right there. I already knew you was going.
I ain't gonna get ignorant. We got too many people watching right now.
It's a lot today. It's a lot, but hey, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the perspective. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all the call-ins. Again, we'll continue We're gonna probably switch it up a little bit, but Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. Unpack will be there. Every Sunday, 4:30 p.m. You can catch us here at the To Be Fair Show.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe below. Let us know how you're feeling, what you're thinking. I'm your host.
Hey, Johnny, before you go, I just want to say the numbers in the chat has proven the title of this and the inception of the question correct. Division drives numbers.
It definitely does.
Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, follow us at D2B Fair Show. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we out.
Peace.